Welcome back, you guys, to another session of Illiterate Wenches. I'm going to give you all a previously on for the last session, and then we can get straight into it, because we left off kind of in the midst of combat. So last session, you all caught up with Tusk, who was the poacher with the letter P carved into their forehead. And Danni ended up giving him a list of poachers that they themselves received from Willowfang. And then you all discussed how you wanted to approach entering Woodhurst. Danni decided that they would turn into a cockroach and hide in Harvey's armor, while the rest of you were just going to take on the role of travelers who aren't necessarily happy with the cities in which you're currently living and are interested in the religion that Woodhurst is all about. This way, kind of like, infiltrating this weird cult town. Approaching the gate to the town, you meet this man named Beldrin. He's this older man who seems very kind and offers to take you to the inn and show you around the town. After being shown most of the town, Beldrin takes you all to the nearly completed cathedral, where Danni sneaks away and into the cathedral. Inside of there, Danni tries to study the essence of one of the churchgoers, but can't go through with it without upsetting this elderly woman that they were trying to study. Meanwhile, outside of the cathedral, a large explosion shakes the ground and even rattles the cathedral, and you all see several undead creatures emerge from a destroyed building. You all act quickly and decisively, focusing your efforts on an undead manticore after making sure the nearby citizens had time to flee. The manticore put up a pretty good fight, but Harvey ultimately takes its life or undeath or being, and then Danni exits the cathedral upon feeling the shake from the explosion, and they have this feeling that the commotion might be due to someone they know, and their intuition was spot on, because as soon as they stepped outside, Danni sees their parents in the midst of the commotion. After a tense conversation, Danni topples their mother and steals one of her grimoires before rushing forward to join their companions. So that's where we're going to start off today. You have an undead manticore who's no longer, alive, quote unquote, at Harvey's feet and Betty and Blue's feet as well. Off in the distance, there is a large abomination and several zombies attacking citizens who've kind of fleed down the street because they were turned away by Folly's spell. There's a lot of screaming. You can see some zombies attacking some citizens off in the distance. The abominations kind of rammed its huge amorphous body into some buildings, which are now either at least partially crumbled, if not completely destroyed. What do you guys want to do from here?
Well, Harvey's final action last session was to use the corpse of the manticore to launch himself in the direction of the abomination. So he's just gonna full tilt sprint at the abomination.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, Harvey sprints to the abomination. He's able to close the distance pretty rapidly, but as you do, you kind of pass by a few citizens who are being attacked by some zombies. But the abomination is right there, ready to be attacked, as it's kind of searching for people to eat, presumably.
Well, I still have 2 holds left on that defense.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm gonna wait for them till I can trigger those holds to do anything about the zombies attacking the citizens.
I mean,
because the language of it makes it sound like someone has to be attacked.
Oh, okay.
Because it says, when you or the thing you defend is attacked, you may spend 1 hold.
Okay, sure. Then I was being ambiguous. They are being attacked, like right in front of you. There are like 2 citizens who are like trying to fend off some zombies.
Okay. You said there's 2?
Yeah, but like I don't know. I feel like it doesn't necessarily have to be a 1-for-1. Like I feel like you're the way that you did your defend, it was like in defense of these citizens, not necessarily
Mhm.
like a specific one. Um,
Okay, so I could like spend 1 hold to redirect both zombies who are attacking the citizens towards me.
yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
cool, excellent. So you're redirecting their attacks onto you.
Yeah.
Okay, that means they are gonna try to deal you some damage. Since they are attacking you together, I'm just gonna combine their total damage into 1. So they got a total of 9 damage against you. Uh, but then obviously subtract your armor.
But I can't subtract it from both since you just combined it.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
yeah, since
So 4.
since you were directing both the attacks, they were kind of attacking as a group. Um,
Okay.
yeah. Um, yeah. So Harvey is wrestling with the zombies. Um, because Harvey defended those zombies though, those people who were being attacked are able to kind of like run away, and Betty, Folly, Danni, you see a couple of citizens heading towards your way, as Harvey fends off some zombies.
Is
Um,
the abomination actively running away from us, or is
uh,
it just moving away from us at like a steady pace? I can't remember.
yeah. Actually, I'm gonna ask this of Folly. Is your spell like still active? Like
Yes.
as you get closer, do they just like continue to like run away from you?
Yeah, so it's not actually a spell, it is technically one of my starting moves.
Oh,
It just says momentarily dazed, intelligent undead calls mindless undead to flee. Aggression breaks the effects and they're able to act as normal. So essentially, they're just kind of fleeing without any like set goal in mind until we attack them.
okay, cool. Um, yeah. So I feel like at this point, like some citizen has like acted aggressively towards all of these undead creatures, and so you basically, ugh, basically your turn undead move has like the effects of it have been dispelled because enough time has passed, and off screen the undead creatures were attacked. So they're not necessarily like running away from you. They're moving at a steady pace, in search of living bodies to eat.
Okay. Um, and but they are currently like kind of further away from us, right? I remember that was like a complication last time. They kind of got a little further away into the town.
Yeah. Um, I mean, for Betty, you know, you kind of do a ranged attack, um, in general. So like you could probably close the distance a little bit easier. Um, but it would probably take a bit of like a move or two or whatever, or like I don't know. We can kind of play it as is. You're definitely gonna have to move closer. Like if you wanted to
Yeah.
like whack it with a sword, you would need to move in and get closer.
Is there something on the street like a cart or like some crates that I can get up onto so that I have line of sight
Yes.
with?
You yeah, you don't even have to make a move for this. You see a pile of crates, um, that you could totally use to climb up on and get a better uh view
Okay.
of the
Can I
enemies.
get up on there and start taking shots at the abomination?
Hell yeah. Go ahead and roll a volley.
Okay. I don't have my little thing. Oh, my dice don't fall off my table. Let's see. What the fuck is that? I'm so bad at math. Uh Okay, that's an 8.
Okay. Let me.
And I'm attacking with Bleu, so I'm having him. I'm gesturing to him. I'm like speaking in that language that we speak in. I'm directing him further towards where I need him to like get to which is like the abomination. And then as he's like getting closer, I'm gonna start while he's running that way. I'm gonna like hustle up the planks or up onto the crates, and I'm gonna start taking shots.
Hell yeah. Okay. I forget now that we had this discussion either last session or the session before. Blue gives you a bonus to your roll or to your damage?
To my damage.
To your damage. Okay, and you've added
Yeah,
that,
we were
that
doing.
bonus.
I was doing it wrong for like the first 2 adventures, but luckily at that point he didn't really have that much of a bonus
Yeah.
anyway. So it's like I was losing out. Like it was very slight.
Yeah. No, it's that's totally fine. I just wanted to make sure that we were doing it right going forward, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And so you dealt 8 damage.
No, I rolled an 8 on.
Oh, you
the
rolled an 8
volley.
on your volley. Sorry.
Yeah, so I haven't rolled yet because I didn't know if you wanted me to. If you had a specific consequence.
I think you get to. I think the only thing that we have to do on a mixed success is you have to choose one of the 3 volley options, which are you have to get into a kind of precarious situation. You lose a bundle of ammo, or not a bundle. You lose 1 ammo, or you take some damage. Is that it? I should have.
No. Well, I think
Here, I have.
I have it right here. It's move. You have to move, putting you in danger. You get minus 1d6 to damage, or it's minus 1d6 to
damage is the last.
I don't want to do that one. I want to say if it's okay with you. I think that the crates is closer to, because I was further back from where Harvey was, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna move forward, and I think that I am now closer. I think maybe like the abomination was like further than some of the rest of the zombies, and so now even though I'm not technically like close to the abomination, I am like within range of like all of these like zombies. I had to like sprint into a horde of. Does that work?
Yep, that was exactly what I was gonna say.
Okay.
Yeah. So these crates, since you had to move closer, the zombies took notice of you, and they're now, very interested in seeing how you taste.
Okay. And then I rolled an 8 for damage against the abomination.
Hell yeah. Okay. Nice. So the abomination has taken some damage. It kind of like makes a horrible sound. And it's kind of stops its progress like away from you guys and is now making its way back towards you. So Harvey and Bleu are going to be like its closest targets as it makes its way back towards you all.
That's great. I would love it if it attacked me. Just putting that out there.
Real quick.
Yeah.
I have a question before we move on. I don't know if we discussed it or not. I've seen different types of like manticores. Does this thing have like porcupine quills on its butt, or is it like a big scorpion?
No,
tail?
this one was not porcupine. This one I think I mentioned the description last session, and I have it written down right here. It has a body of a lion, a scorpion stinger for a tail, the wings of a young dragon, and the face of an anguished woman.
Ugh.
Because you know what I gotta do when this is all over.
Oh yeah, I see you carving up some.
I gotta milk that tail. I gotta milk it.
You gotta milk it.
Yeah.
I gotta milk the tail.
You got it. Speaking of the manticore, Devon.
Yeah.
How recently dead would you say this manticore is?
The manticore is unfortunately an undead. Okay, Eliot, Folly, you wanted to know about the manticore. The manticore was undead when you saw it moving around, and now it's
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's been dead long enough that it's no longer considered a recently dead creature.
Yeah,
Okay.
you
I mean,
can
that's-
definitely see some decay. Like its body parts have different states of decomposition among them.
Mhm. Okay, cool and fun. So my thought, and I do want to check with Harvey before I do this because I know Zach, you just said something. My backup plan was to cast Cage on the Abomination to stop it from dealing damage to anyone, at least temporarily, and then release it whenever one of the other characters, aka Harvey in this case, probably wants to attack it again. I wanted to make sure that wouldn't like interfere with anything Zach was wanting to do.
Oh,
Oh.
that's a good idea, actually. Yeah, no, you should totally do that. Because then I can clear out the zombies, and then that actually makes my plan work better. Because what I was going to do was spend my last hold when the Abomination attacks me to give Betty +1 forward to the Abomination. Yeah, just as +1 forward. So I feel like it's until the Abomination is dead. And that'll be better if Betty doesn't have to worry about zombies.
Yeah, that would be nice. Cool. In that case, Folly is, I think, kind of still back by the Manicore, but I think has rushed in, kind of up to the part of the square where the Abomination is about to attack, and I'm going to cast that spell. I'm going to spend one of my inspiration to roll this with advantage because I already have a -1 from the Bless spell that I use on Betty. So that's going to be... Oh, that's... Oh, geez. Okay, that's already
That's
pretty
not
good.
still active, right? You ended it last session.
I don't think I did. No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know.
Blesses, they take +1 on going so long as the battle continues and they stand and fight.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Good to know.
Yeah, it didn't affect your last move, Betty.
Yeah.
But that is good to know.
Okay, cool. That is going to be a 12.
Oh, solid. That's a full success. Could you read the language of that spell?
Yeah, the target is held in a cage of magical force. Nothing can get in or out of the cage. The cage remains until you cast another spell or dismiss it. While the spell is ongoing, the cage creature can hear your thoughts, and you cannot leave sight of the cage.
Wow, that's dope as hell. Okay, yeah. What does the cage look like in this case?
Yeah, I think the last time it came up, it kind of said it was because I'm still using Zurile's spellbook, so I think it looks kind of similar to when he used it. There's like this, cage made out of like glowing light, but it's a little bit duller, a little bit more like, a little bit more like a kind of like sickly glow, I guess, something that you would associate with like something like subterranean glowing, kind of like a more, I don't know, I'm just going for like a slightly spookier color
Ooh,
scheme.
Cool. No, yeah, I think that's
Like
super
a violet or like a chartreuse.
Yeah, kind of subtle,
Yeah.
cool. That's awesome. Okay, cool. This cage, magically forms around this large abomination of sewn together corpses and body parts. And it makes kind of like a horrific screeching sound as it tries to test the bounds of its new cage. I think does the spell say that you can hear its thoughts, Folly?
I think it just says that it can hear mine.
It can just hear yours. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. Okay, cool. Danny, your parents are chasing after you. Your mom is telling you to stop where you are and give her her grimoire back. What do you do? What are you doing?
I'm gonna turn into a blood hawk.
Oh, super cool. That doesn't.
That is-
I ask you this every time. Does that require a roll? Yeah.
I have to roll to see how many holds I get, and I
That's-
just rolled it, and I got 12, so that's 3 holds.
That's awesome. Okay. Yeah, you turn into a bloodhawk. What do you think a bloodhawk looks like?
So quite large from what I saw, although I might be remembering that wrong, actually. I guess I'm looking up bloodhawk facts tomorrow, but one of the things is I I took Form Crafter, so I choose a stat and take +1 rolls on going to that stat while shifted, and then you choose a stat and I take -1 to that one.
Oh, that's tight as hell. Cool. What stat did you increase? Because I don't think I should try and cancel out yours. That sounds lame.
I think mine, I would probably increase Dex. Is that to my score or my modifier? It doesn't specify.
I'm gonna say you're gonna get a modifier.
If
Okay.
it says DEX in caps, that usually is referring to your modifier.
Mhm.
And if it says written
Dex.
out lowercase
Dexterity.
dexterity, that's your score.
No, I mean, it doesn't say any of that. It just says choose a stat.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm gonna say modifier. Because I don't think it would be very fun if you got a +1 and then it didn't like boost up your modifier. So you'll get a +1 to a modifier, to the pertaining stat, and then
Okay.
let's see. I want to give you a -1 on. Let's give you a -1 to your Constitution.
That makes sense. Okay. And I'm planning to like be holding this grimoire in my little claws. I feel like because it was in my mom's pocket, it's probably not too big. But let me look up a Bloodhawk real quick.
I mean, I think it's way cooler if we don't even need to look that up. You can totally carry the grimoire in your claws or talons.
Okay, cool. And it popped up already, and it says I'm 3 feet from beak to tail, and then I have a 7-foot wingspan. So I guess I'm pretty big.
That's pretty big. Yeah, you can definitely hold the grimoire with ease.
Cool.
Okay. Um,
So just for future clarity, it says you take +1 on because you're talking about you have Form Crafter, right?
Yeah.
It says +1 on going to rolls with that stat. So if it's saying +1 to the roll,
oh,
yeah,
so it's essentially a +1 to the modifier.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. But that's good to know. Okay. What are you doing now that you've turned into this Bloodhawk, and you're flying away?
I'm gonna fly over my mom so that she would have to like do like a cartoon screech to a stop and then turn around if she wants to keep chasing me from the ground. And then I'm gonna look out for a hiding spot from up high.
Interesting. Okay. Go ahead and give me a discern realities,
Okay.
to find a hiding spot.
Dang. Okay, that's a 14.
I mean, dang. You're a Bloodhawk. You got great eyes. What do you see? You can ask me 3 questions. You have a great vantage point from where you are. So you can ask me 3 things from the list.
Okay, let's start with the use. Let's start with the interesting stuff. What here is not what it appears to be?
Ooh.
Oh, shoot. You get the sense that your mom is more in control of these monsters than she has let on, and that is why she is so adamant about getting her grimoire back.
Okay, interesting. What is about to happen?
Let's see. What is about to happen? I think there's a couple of things. Right now, Amaryllis, your mom, has sight of you, but depending on your next actions, she can probably like you'll easily lose track of her, or she'll lose track of you pretty easily, depending on what you do next. You can also see that there is someone in really fancy white robes, coming out of the cathedral. And you can tell these robes look nicer than anyone else's robes. There's a little bit more like filigree, and like it looks like it's like gold threaded into it instead of just like this like yellow thread. And then you also see that Betty is about to be swarmed by a bunch of zombies.
Ooh.
Okay. And then what here is useful or valuable to me?
Perfect. You find a perfect hiding spot. You can easily like round a corner, and there is just this like ledge that you can just disappear into, and your mom or your parents will have no chance of like seeing where you went.
Okay. I have one more hold as this creature,
Okay.
right? I'm asking.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I think
Flying away.
I think you have, because you turned into. I think you have two hold.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna go to the ledge and drop the grimoire, and then fly at the person in the white robes.
Oh, to do. Okay. Cool. Wait, do you drop the grimoire like on that ledge, like where it can't be seen, or do you just drop it onto the ground?
On that ledge.
Oh, okay. Excellent. And then you're flying at this person in the robes. What are you doing? To what purpose? Like what? Why are you doing this?
Well, not to get too OP on the game here, but I would like to shapeshift into something else real quick.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Um,
that's how I feel.
I mean, that sounds so cool, and I don't see any reason to like say no to that. Um, just go ahead
In
and
midair or while you're on the ledge?
in
Not
midair.
while I'm on the
Midair.
ledge, while I'm flying at the guy.
Okay.
I have another creature, which is called an undead harpy, because I studied their essence many moons ago.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I would like to roll to switch into one of those guys.
Okay. Go for it. That sounds so cool. I don't want to deny you.
Okay. That roll was bad. Let
Okay.
me see. What was it? 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, that's
So I
not
think
that's not bad.
2 holds. That's not too bad.
Yeah. Okay, that's crazy. You're this bloodhawk flying at this robed figure, and then you shapeshift into an undead harpy. Um, you've never done it like, a mid-air shapeshift, and so it's a little like awkward, right? Because a bloodhawk, they're both flying creatures, but like they fly probably slightly differently, and so it's just like a
Yeah.
little bit of an awkward change. But this robed figure with that 7 to 9, I think this robed figure is gonna see you, and I think they're gonna attack you
Yeah.
because you honestly you're pretty terrifying. They saw a giant bird heading their way, and then it turned into a harpy.
Yeah.
And so no, they are gonna do this. They're gonna cast a spell on you. And they're gonna kind of like hold up their hand, and this like pale white light is going to like shoot forth from their hands, and they're gonna deal you 9 points of damage.
Dang.
I can't believe this.
I can't believe this.
um
Okay.
yeah, and I think we're gonna leave you kind of like, we're gonna like cut away, right? Like this is gonna kind of like an exciting moment, and we're gonna cut away back to Betty. Betty, you are being surrounded by 5 zombies now. You're on top of the crate, but they're like clawing at you and trying and snapping at your ankles. What are you doing?
So I dropped the magic weapon on my crossbow, and I rolled a 13 to cast it on my my small sword that I'm carrying, right?
Okay, cool.
So that I can get the bonus damage to that. So as I draw it, I'm like reciting the like strange prayers that are all like cobbled together that I've been trying to figure out over the last like couple weeks or so since I started seeing the visions. And yeah, I'm gonna call Bleu to me, and try to do a coordinated attack on one of these zombies. And I'm just gonna leap off of the boxes and come down and dual wield on top of these guys.
Okay, that is tight as hell. Go ahead and roll me a hack and slash.
Wait,
Ooh,
I
Yes.
would like to aid.
ooh, how are you
Okay.
aiding, Harvey?
Oh, I'm just running in and probably trying to fend off zombies who might attack from the periphery.
Ooh, okay, you're kind of like creating like an opening essentially for Betty to
Yeah.
for this attack. Love it. Go ahead and roll your aid or defend roll, Harvey.
Ooh, 6.
Okay. You
XP though.
XP. Yes, thank you. This is awesome. Actually, I think you were partially effective. I think what happens is you completely take their attention, Harvey, and you're gonna get attacked by 3 of these zombies.
Ooh,
and
fantastic.
they're gonna do 16 damage to you.
Another one with all of them at once. My God.
They are swarming you, man.
All right, and I am below half health.
So my question, when that happens,
You're still free to attack, Betty.
yes, but the one that I was going to attack, that was because I was just going to attack like one of them,
Yeah,
right?
yep,
Unless
yep.
we're treating them like a swarm, I guess. But did they run over? Do I now have to switch the narrative positioning of like what this looks like?
No, the way that I was imagining it was you were about to jump off and focus your attention on a singular zombie. Harvey runs in trying to help you and is essentially too effective, and the rest of them turn towards him while you have this opening to, attack this singular zombie.
Okay. So for my hack and slash roll, I rolled a 12.
Excellent. Full success. Go ahead and roll your damage.
That's 10 plus my magic weapon is 14 plus Bleu is 17.
Ooh.
Please describe how you end this zombie's existence.
Yeah, it's like me and Bleu. So I think I just I like leap on top of this thing, and it's like a wrestler move, like not actual wrestling, but like WWE where they and I get this thing in the neck and I like drag it down, and once I get it down while I'm standing up, it like tries to get at me, and Bleu just runs up on it, and because its skin is so like loose, just like sort of grabs the leg, just like pulls the leg out, and then we just kind of I kind of just get up and kick it in the head, and its head goes flying through the space, and then I'm gonna turn towards Harvey and be like, "Don't worry, Harvey, I'm coming for you."
Which is perfect. We'll pan the camera to Harvey. You're being
Mhm.
mobbed by these zombies. What do you want to do?
Yeah, so first things first, Harvey is gonna pull out a healing potion and like smash it open on one of the zombies' heads before downing it.
Fuck yeah. How much does that heal you?
10.
Excellent. You're feeling much better.
That was my last one.
Ooh, okay.
And then yeah, I guess he's just gonna go ahead and attack a zombie.
Okay, I'm gonna try. Let's see. I don't want to tell you what to do, obviously. If you want to like, because these things are kind of like mobbing you, and you could attack the swarm of them.
Oh, I
think.
can?
I think so. Yeah,
Sick.
I've been having them attack you as a swarm, so I think you can attack them as a swarm.
Okay.
If that's what you want to do. Obviously, you could.
Oh,
pick...
that totally is.
Okay, you could pick them off one by one if you wanted to, but you could totally pick them off as a swarm.
Nah, if they get to attack as a swarm, I want to attack as a swarm.
Okay, cool.
Oh, oops. It just wasn't
Oh.
registering on mine, so I accidentally just rolled 1,000 times.
It was so much dice.
Okay, I'm gonna ignore all of those and do it one more time, since
Okay.
apparently it was working. Oh my god.
It just likes to take its sweet time, huh? Which is why. Okay,
Okay,
there
okay.
it goes. Well, there it definitely goes.
Oh, yeah, there it sure does.
Okay, that was an excellent roll. I mean, go ahead and roll your damage, man.
Okay. I'm allowed to use inspiration on damage, right?
Oh,
I think we ruled that we can. I just need a reminder.
I don't.
As far as I know,
remember.
from looking back, we haven't done it, but we also haven't not done it. Does that make sense? And in other words, this is like a first case,
Okay.
as far as I can.
And I
as
feel
far as
like we've
remember.
allowed like advantage and stuff on damage rolls before.
There are definitely. I mean, there are moves that give you advantage.
Yeah.
And like
On your
I have
damage rolls.
I have
Yeah.
the poison that gives you advantage on damage rolls.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
So-
this is a group decision right now. Do we want to allow inspiration to be used on damage rolls? Is that an acceptable use of inspiration?
I mean, obviously I do.
Yeah.
I do. I think if you're getting inspiration for the things that you really care about, and I think that Harvey really cares about fucking people up, and so I think that he should be allowed to
Okay.
spend inspiration in that way.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure no one had any complete
Misgivings.
objections. Yeah, exactly. Okay,
Yeah.
because I think it makes sense. I feel like using your inspiration to really get the right hit in.
It's almost like a
sense.
smite.
Yeah, exactly.
If you declare that after the hit. But okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll my damage twice. Did that? Okay, that did. And again.
Oh, nice.
So 12 damage.
So 12 damage. Okay.
Because that used my second hold on my burning brand, which has a +1.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. How do I want to have this go down?
Yeah, you gonna divvy it up, or is it gonna?
No, I feel like. Let's see. There were about 4 of these guys. Do I want to divvy it up, or do I want to No. You took out essentially you took out one of them. Like you damaged them. You damaged a bunch of them. But one of them just fucking drops and is no longer, moving at all.
Yeah, so I think the way it looks is Harvey takes a couple steps back. He flips over one in dramatic fashion as he whips around. And the first one, I think his flail head kind of rams into. It just clean powders the head.
Perfect.
But that slows the momentum enough that he just injures the other ones that it passes through.
That's great. I think that looks super cool. And the one zombie drops, and I think with the attack, it injures them, but it also it stumbles them. They all have to take a step back, and it kind of gives you a little bit of breathing room to prepare your next move. But before you can get to your next move,
hell yeah.
Folly, what are you doing as you see this battle unfold in front of you? There's some zombies that are attacking Harvey and, well, not necessarily Betty, but they're nearby Betty. You've got a pretty good hold on this abomination that's constantly ramming its amorphous body against its magical, the magical cage.
Yeah, well, I cannot cast spells for a little bit as long as the cage is still up. Are there any villagers nearby who appear injured or are kind of still in harm's way?
Oh, yeah. most of the villagers have like run away at this point, but there are a couple that I think you notice one or two that have they have like a bloody legs,
Mhm.
and they've kind of like are hiding behind a crate or on the edge of an alleyway
Mhm.
at the side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I need to make sure that I'm still in sight of the cage. But yeah, I think Folly is gonna skirting around the edge of this unfolding battle is going to approach the villagers and ask if they need help.
Okay. Um, yeah, I think you go. You see one. You see a villager, who is on the ground, leaning against a wall, that still will allow you to have line of sight on the cage.
Mhm.
And they are holding their bloody leg, and they have tears streaming down their cheeks.
Oh
Um,
man,
and and they're
is
and
this
they're
guy? Is this person wearing the cult robes?
Oh yeah, they're wearing the cult robes, but the robes are
Okay.
sullied with blood now,
Oh.
and they're holding their leg, and they kind
Mhm.
of look up to you as they run up, and they're like, it hurts so bad, it
Oh
hurts.
man.
Yeah, and they're just kind of like rocking, not necessarily rocking, but like they're holding their leg as if to try and just
Mhm.
be in less pain.
Okay, yeah. I realize I still have one of the league bandages that I got in the very first session that I never finished using. So I think Folly is not saying a lot, but is going to like crouch down next to this person and kind of say, "Shh, it's okay, it's okay," and pull out these bandages and offer to sort of patch this person up.
Cool. Yeah, they definitely accept your help. You don't have to roll anything for the
Mhm.
bandages, right? They just kind
No,
of
it just said they just heal 4 HP.
Okay, excellent. Yeah. This villager, you probably won't be surprised to find out, doesn't have a lot of HP. So the 4 HP
No.
helps significantly. Um,
Mhm.
and they stop crying, and they're almost like not in shock, but they're shocked by how much these
Mhm.
bandages have helped the pain,
Mhm.
and have like completely stopped the bleeding. And they look up at you, and they're like, I don't know how I can ever thank you enough. Do you You've already done so much for me. Can you help me to the cathedral? I think I'll
Mhm.
just feel safer there. Um, can you help me
Mhm.
get over there?
Yeah, I guess like quick question. So the area we're in, is it like still in like sort of line of sight of the cathedral, or would we have to like walk a significant way to get there?
Yeah, I feel like you could walk them
Mhm.
most of the way to the cathedral before
Mhm.
losing line of sight of the cage.
Okay, yeah, I think in that case, yeah, Flay will say, I need to stay here and keep an eye on things, keep an eye on my friends, but I can help you get most of the way there, and it's gonna offer this person a hand up.
Yeah, this guy, um, he's just thanking you constantly. He's like, "Thank you so much. I'm, I'm, Thank you so much."
Folly is kind of embarrassed and is like kind of like trying to get this guy to shut up.
um, yeah,
Yeah.
the guy is weak and like out of it. So
Mhm.
at this point, he's just mumbling, "Thank you, thank you, thank you," over and over
Ah,
again.
man.
Um,
Damn,
and
it's so embarrassing.
you start heading towards the cathedral. When we continue the camera back to Danni. Danni, you just got attacked by this robed woman, um, who cast this kind of powerful spell upon you and really injured you. Well, I don't know if it really injured you. I'm not sure what your HP is, but it definitely
Oh, it
hurt.
did.
Oh, it did. It didn't feel great. Um,
Nope.
this you're kind of, I don't know. What do you want to do? I'm not sure what your intention is here as you attack this robed figure who walked out of the cathedral.
Well, I put a little bit of thought into that, Devon. and tell me how this strikes you. Harpies, according to Wikipedia, were known for picking up evildoers and carrying them off as punishment, sort of like servants of Zeus, you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
when I transform into a creature, each of them is supposed to get 2 moves that we decide on together. And I was thinking, carrying evildoers off for punishment is a pretty cool move.
It sounds like a pretty cool move to me. I am definitely not opposed at all.
Yes.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah. So you're gonna spend your hold, one of your hold, to
Yes.
pick up this person, and
Well, that depends, though.
oh, what does it depend on?
Is she an evildoer?
Oh, do we want to? Okay. Well, here's the thing. Do we want to limit it to specifically evildoers? Like, I feel like I don't know if if harpies are necessarily magical enough to like innately know if a person is evil. And so
I don't think you should.
Yeah, I feel
And
like
my
this should. Oh, go ahead, Jacob. Sorry.
I was going to say, my reasoning is that implies that the Harpies thought that a bunch of people going on a trade route were evil and were like attacking us because they thought that we were evil when we were literally just trying to like bring food and goods to like a city.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It feels weird that if Harpies are these like gangster like bandits of the sky, that they'd be like evil people. I'm really good at fucking up evil people.
Yeah. So I think this will just be good for anyone that you want to pick up.
Okay.
Yeah. You should, if you want to do a limit, I think you should put like a limit on like it has to be a creature that's like human sized or smaller, right?
Yeah. Agreed.
No horses, no trolls.
I was gonna say no oxes, no dragons. Yeah.
But a halfling.
Oh, that's like easy.
Yeah.
That's not a problem.
Scoop it up like a chihuahua.
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 So yeah. So you want to use your harpy, talons to pick up this woman?
Yes.
Okay.
Via the shoulders.
Via the shoulders. Okay, excellent. Yeah, you like kind of land down, kind of dig your talons into her shoulders. There's some blood kind of like pooling at or like kind of like soaking into the robes as you pick her up. And she starts thrashing about. She stops thrashing as much because it hurts the more she moves her shoulders, but she's kind of kicking her legs. Where are you taking her?
I want to go really high up.
Uh-huh.
And then I want to release her.
Okay. Okay, hold on. This is very good. This is very
Are
good.
there rules for fall damage?
Okay. I know. I have to think about this. Okay, I think this is so good. This is so good. And it's so Danny. Let's see. We are going to have you make a roll. It's going to be a roll. Let me just look at the basic moves. I think I know which one I want it to be.
And I would like to say that I found official rules for falling.
In Denture World?
For Denture World. Yeah.
There's official rules? I thought
I
thought if you just fell from a certain height, you were just donezo.
No, it's 1d10 damage.
No matter
1d10.
No matter the height?
From a serious height, which is where it caps.
Oh.
Oh, wait. Nope. From a great height, off a cliff, from the ramparts, roll last breath.
Okay. Yeah.
There we go.
That sounds right.
I would like to take her to a great height.
To a great height. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Then go ahead and roll Roll me a defy danger. This woman is struggling very much.
Yeah. We didn't talk about my stats yet. I feel like in my heart of hearts that harpies are probably pretty strong. They look
Okay,
pretty muscular.
sure. I mean, if that is the stat you would like to boost, let me just look at stats real quick on Danny.
It's not as good as Dex.
No, but that's in your harpy form, I'm gonna give you a -1 to your intelligence.
Well, that's just rude.
I mean, you know, harpies aren't known for their smarts.
You could say that the form makes them bird-brained.
Bird-brained. That's the debility.
Could say
Yeah.
that. You're definitely
But also,
so
you
loud
are
to
dead.
say that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll.
Okay.
Oh, nice! I got a 12.
Okay. Yeah.
Fucking
The
sick.
dice are hot today.
Yeah, you guys are killing it. This woman that you have in your clutches tries to fire off another spell at you, but the angle and the pain in her shoulders is too much, and she can't get the right angle, essentially. And so once she realizes she can't get you and harm you, she's gonna start dealing with you. She wants to compromise. She's trying to talk her way out of it. She's like, "Put me down, please put me down. You don't have to do this. Please let me go. But by let me go, don't drop me. I'm the leader of this village. I just want to. I need you to put me down. This is not cool.
Oh.
She
Maybe
is.
we should. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. I was interrupting you.
Danny was like, "What if we talk about a compromise? I'm looking for some kind of a high surface at a great height that would be out of the view of town. So either like a cliff edge or the top of a building or whatever you can give me that's far enough away from town.
Oh,
You know?
okay. That's a little tough. Because one, it's going to take you a little bit of time to do that, and also this town is situated in the blasted wastelands, right?
Yeah.
The cathedral's like the highest structure or point for a bit. It's not
Okay.
till you get pretty far outside of this town where there's some mountains or cliffs that you could go to.
Let me change my plan.
Sure, sorry.
That's okay. Is there a body of water near the town?
Yes, there is. Big lake. There's a big lake.
I'm going to fly over it at a great height.
Okay. Excellent.
It's important that we know that this height is great.
It's a great height. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. It's still yeah, you fly over, you are at a great height, and you fly out over the walls of the town, and you make your way to this big lake that this town is on the edge of.
Yeah. While I'm holding her, I want to look deeply into her eyes and say, here's the compromise. I study your essence. To go free.
Oh shit.
Interesting.
Give me a parlay.
Okay. What stat is that again?
Yeah, let me look it up because I also forget.
Oh, charisma.
It is charisma. I feel like you've been
Okay.
working on that.
I have +2 charisma.
Oh, that's excellent.
It's not a +3. Oh, should I do inspiration first?
That's up to
Right?
you. That's up to you.
Yeah, I'm counting on this one a lot, so.
Okay.
Ooh, good thing I did. Okay. 10.
10. That's a full success.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just gonna read the language on parlay real quick. On On a hit, they ask you for something and you do it. If you make them a promise first. Yeah. Yeah. So she just basically. Are you like kind of like looking down at her?
Mm-hmm. Because I'm still holding her.
Yeah, you're still holding her, right? Yeah. So she kind of like cranes her neck up at you and is like staring up at you, and she is like, "You have to promise me that you won't kill me. That is your promise."
Okay. I'm gonna look right into her eyes and say, I promise not to kill you.
Okay. And that's all she needed to hear. She's like, I mean, you have me in your clutches. There's not much I can do, from here. So I'm kind of at your mercy.
Okay. I would like to study her essence. I don't think I rolled for that. I just have to spend time and then write.
Yeah, I think that sounds right. I feel like that's how you've been going about doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You study this person's essence, and I feel like every time you do this, I'm gonna give you I feel like you glean something about the person. And like despite this person's fear of you, you get the sense that they're not afraid of death.
Okay.
Yeah. I know it's kind of vague, but that's like what you get from it.
Not afraid of death. So I study her essence. I find this out. And then I'm going to look down and say, be free, and may the water be kinder to you than this land has ever been to me, and drop her.
That is fucking brutal. I love it. Yeah. The last thing that we see for this scene is like I feel like a pretty far away shot, and we see these two like pretty far away figures, and one of them just starts plummeting towards the water.
Oh,
and there's a splash.
fuck.
There's a splash, and we fade to black. Harvey and Betty, you guys are dealing with the horde of zombies, while kind of like in the background we see this abomination still stuck in its magical cage. Harvey, most of the zombies are focused on you now that Betty has kind of like was able to take out the one that she was focused on. So we'll start with you, Harvey. The zombies have recovered from your initial attack, and they're coming back after you. They're ravenous. Their
Excellent.
hands are out. They're ready to get you. What do you do?
So first of all, and Jacob, if you could fact check me, supposedly on page 56, it says that we're allowed to attack multiple enemies, and when we do, the damage is applied equally to each.
Oh,
so,
like the damage is applied to each creature.
Yeah, they each get their
Ooh.
armor. But yeah, so I know that's not how we ran it last time, and that's fine.
Yep. We're learning. We haven't done done
yes.
swarms yet, so like we're kind of like picking up the rules again.
Once I get fact checked though.
Yeah. Jacob's busting out the rule book.
I have it. I'm just gonna read through it real quick.
Please
But
do.
like, yeah, you can keep
Okay.
discussing.
So if that is the case, I would like to use my final hold to hack and slash these three.
Hell yeah. Tell me. I mean, what does it look like? Like, what is your approach? What does your approach look like before we get into the rule? I just want to know, like.
I think it's a very fluid transition from my last attack into this one.
Okay.
So like he let the weight of the flail go and spin, and he let it hit the floor and kind of drag him in a circle as he recatches his footing, brings it around, and goes back for another hit.
And does like for another like kind of like a swing type move with his flail.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Exactly.
That is tight as hell. Yeah. Go ahead and roll hack and slash. Oh, we're gonna get the ruling here.
It says if the action that triggers the move could reasonably hurt multiple targets, roll once and apply damage to each target. So it does require a discussion between the GM right? And
Yeah.
the player, where like because Betty has like a stabbing sword and not like a big cleaver, it's never gonna work for like
Right.
Betty, but it might work for Harvey, who like swings a flail in a circle every time
How about
he
yeah?
attacks.
Okay, I like that. I think that's great. How about we kind of do like a compromise then? How about like the first 2 hits are at full damage, and then the next hit is like -4, 1d4 damage, and then the next hit's like a -d6 damage, and then like maybe after like 5 hits, it kind of like peters out a little bit.
Caps out so that I can't get surrounded by a horde and take them down like nothing. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Alternatively, I don't know if the flail had like for some, just for like future stuff, like you get like a +1 to like your burning brand, right? And then
Yeah.
there's like certain bonuses that you have to your weapon. I feel like if you're flailing your thing around everyone, it makes more sense that like you might do your base damage, but like not get to add
Any
some of the
additional
other
damage.
stuff. Or like Harvey gets like a +1d4 to damage, right? 1d8. No, yeah. So theoretically, you could rule like, okay, you're gonna do your damage to all of them, but don't add the extra 1d8. Just do your base damage, but you'll do that to like all of them.
Yeah.
Right? Because mechanically and narratively, I feel like it makes sense that if you're focusing all of your attention onto one enemy, you're gonna be able to like ratchet up all of the damage
Right.
that you're like doing, right? That's just my
No,
thoughts.
I think that's not a bad. I don't think that's about that at all. But I think in this case the enemies are kind of weak, and so there's not that many of them left anymore. I think there's 4 now attacking you.
Altogether.
So I think we'll do maybe going like after this battle. I'll think about doing it the way that Jacob was suggesting, where like maybe we will kind of like remove your damage bonuses. But I think in this case, since there's some weak ass zombies, for the first 2 you'll deal full damage, and then on the subsequent one you'll do a -d4, and on the subsequent one you'll do a -d6.
Okay.
And if there had been like more, we would have like increased the negative damage.
Can I reasonably hit all 4? Or just these 3, right?
You have a reach on your flail, right?
I do.
I mean, I think with a reach, I think you could hit 4 enemies.
Okay, sick.
I think it's cooler that way. I feel like they're if they were like canonically like staggered in a weird way, maybe not. But I feel like we kind of like established that they're kind of like in a semicircle around you at this point, and they're kind of all going at you at the same time, and so it kind of makes sense that you can kind of do like this cool sweep move that'll get them all.
Nice. So I rolled a 9.
Okay, solid. So we're gonna give you. Okay, let me just look. I'm gonna. Okay, great. I have 4 more zombies here. You don't kill any of them.
I haven't rolled damage yet.
Oh my god, I'm so dumb. Sorry, Zach. Jesus Christ.
No. That was my roll to hit.
It was the roll to hit. What was the roll to hit?
9.
Partial success.
So they get to attack.
They're gonna do some damage. Right? Yes. Okay, and we're gonna do the rules as written way of doing it. So there are 4 of them total. So they're gonna get a what's their damage? It's just a d6. Okay, so they're gonna do a d6 plus 3. Haha, they're gonna do 6 damage.
So 1 damage?
So 1 damage.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you had taken my armor into account already.
No,
fantastic.
Yeah, anytime I tell you damage, I'm gonna have you guys subtract the armor. I just can't keep track of it.
Okay. Okay, yeah, so I think the way it looks is like the one, because you made it sound like one of them is further out. I think the one that's further out, while I'm focusing a lot of my energy on hitting the 3 that are closer together, gets like a swing in before the flame comes for him.
Okay, cool. I
and
like
kind
that.
of spooks him back off.
Yeah.
It's very minor though. And now time to roll damage. Seriously? A 4?
That's actually kind of incredible. But that's like incredibly low. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know if I've ever seen you roll that low before. In any game that we played. That's crazy. Okay.
No, I've definitely rolled that low
No,
before.
I know. I was being facetious. It's just a crazy low roll.
Yeah. So to one of the zombies, I do no damage.
Well, I'll figure it out. So one of them. Okay, so 2 of them take no damage. Okay.
Damn.
That's so interesting. Okay. So I think what it looks like is it's almost more like a they get like spooked is not the right word, but they're kind of pushed back. So you still they're still at a distance from you. They're trying to close in. A couple of them take some damage, but the flail just does not land on those final 2 that are kind of closing in on you. You know.
Oh wait, the
Yeah.
2 that took full damage, give them each 1 more because I forgot to add the 1 from my burning brand.
Oh, okay, yeah, gotcha.
I know it's it's not much, but
Hey, that's every little bit counts, right? Betty, you see Harvey whip out their flail, and kind of just keep them at bay. You see Harvey keep these 4 zombies at bay as they try and crowd around him. You just finished taking care of 1 zombie with ease, with the aid of Bleu. What are you doing next?
I want to attack these zombies.
Hell yeah. How are you going about doing that?
I'm gonna hack, and I might possibly slash.
no, not the slash.
No, that's might be taking it to a step too far.
Ooh. I just barely made it, and only because I have
Are you still
bless.
blessed?
But I got a 7. I got a 7 to that roll
to hit. And you, okay, are you still using? Okay, since you're hacking slash, and I assume you're still using your blade, right?
I have a small sword. Mechanically, it's the fine dueling rapier, but I've been treating it as a short thrusting sword, and then I have a dirk or a stiletto.
Yeah.
In my offhand.
Okay, that's super cool. Okay, so you kind of rush in and you stab one of the zombies. Go ahead and roll your damage. And then you'll probably end up taking some damage in a second as well.
9 damage.
9 damage? Fucking hell.
Sick.
Actually, okay. Here's what it's gonna look like. You're gonna run in, and Betty is going to. You can describe how this looks in a way, but Betty's gonna go in and kill a zombie, and then another zombie is gonna kind of feel that happen. You know that you're gonna bump into the other zombie, and it's gonna come back and attack you, Betty, and deal you. Well, it's gonna deal you 2 points of damage. So if you have some armor, it might not do anything.
Okay.
Damn these weak ass zombies.
So
they're just annoying, right?
On Harvey's end, he's the
Just
flail is
it's...
whipping around like nunchucks in anime, and then the zombies they all back up, and then Bleu is just gonna come over the top of one, and eat its head, and just do that thing that dogs do where they drag something backwards, and you're just gonna see a zombie get pulled away from the camera, Betty's gonna come in and be like, hey, Harvey, I came for you. I came as fast as shit, and then yeah.
Perfect. Did you take any damage from the 2 points?
I took 1.
You
I
took
only have 1 armor.
Okay, that's great. Yeah. So now you're engaged with this one zombie.
I think I
Before
technically have the worst armor
out of
out
everyone.
of the four of us. Yeah, because Danny gets +2, I think, every time
Well, she has
that their feet are on the
or
ground.
They have bark skin or whatever.
I have +3
And then-
altogether.
God damn.
Yeah. And Folly gets like +2 from their faith, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've well, divine protection. When you wear no armor or shield, you have 2 armor. So I
Oh,
just have 2.
You have 2 armor. You have like 2 divine armor. That's cool.
Yeah.
God, you guys are so cool. Okay.
Wait, how much armor does Betty have?
1.
Okay.
Are you just wearing some like basic ass leather armor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a
Tight.
I had a razor boar pelt, but I didn't get it treated yet, so it was only giving me an 2 armor if I got hit from behind, so I just left it at home.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Eventually, eventually,
Yeah.
you know.
Wait, Danny, if you have +3 armor generally, and then a +2 when your feet are on the ground, does that mean when your feet are on the ground, you have a +5?
No, I have +1 from armor, +1 from shield, and +1 when my feet are on the ground.
Oh.
Okay. I was misunderstanding. Cool. On board now.
In any case, Folly. Oh, Folly. You are taking a hapless citizen. They're a little bit more
Villager
they're
slash
helpful now
cultist.
that you're here. But you're taking them to the Citadel. What are you doing? Like, what do you want to do at a certain point?
Yeah, I think what this looks like is Folly. I think like Folly has this guy's like arm like wrapped around their shoulders, and it's kind of like supporting them. And then once we kind of like get to the end of whatever this like square is, like I said, Folly's aware that he can't like leave the area where the cage spell is being cast, otherwise. It would release early. So Folly just kind of like sends this guy on his way with a kind of pat on the shoulder, and it's like, you got this, buddy.
Okay, yeah, I think another like citizen comes in and like helps him, and they start walking to the Citadel, to the Citadel Cathedral, and you're kind of far back now. You're like you're pretty you're back like kind of like where you started. You see Amaryllis and Soren, Danny's parents, like looking around. Amaryllis looks very, very annoyed, and she is stomping around trying to like figure out where Danny went. And then when you look back, you see Harvey and Betty still fucking around with those zombies. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming from what it sounds like what we said earlier, I either didn't see or wasn't paying attention to the sort of encounter that Danny had with their parents.
Yeah,
so I wouldn't like know who these people are.
No, I don't think so. I think only Betty kind of like got clued in to like these kind of like weirdos that are hanging around, who are still like weirdly not scared by the commotion that's happening. Yeah, so you don't know that you don't know that they're weird, other than like what they're doing right now, and you definitely don't know that they're Danny's parents.
Yeah, and I think like Folly just like looking at them stomping around would assume that they were panicking and scared or something.
Yeah, panicking in
Folly,
the weirdest way you've ever seen.
Yeah, Folly like sees these people running around, sees them kind of like running around, and is like, "Don't worry, guys. Don't worry, guys. We're taking care of it," and like gives them a big thumbs up.
Yeah, I think Amaryllis like looks over to you and she yells strangely to you. She's like, "Have you seen a book? Have you seen a grimoire?"
Folly kind of like looks around just like on the ground and is like, "No, but I will let you know if I find one, ma'am."
Yeah,
and Folly is gonna kind of sorry. Go on.
But no, she scoffs and she like ignores you entirely.
Okay. Great. I think Folly is used to that. They are going to going to head back towards the fight. I can't do much right now because I can't cast a spell. But Folly is going to take their short bow out and try to take a shot at one of the remaining zombies.
Oh hell yeah, that's super cool.
Which is
Go ahead and roll
extremely-
Folly. I don't know if I've ever seen Folly use their short bow.
That's
I think-
crazy.
I think
Folly does it all the time.
I think it did actually happen in the battle with the poachers. It just didn't work.
Oh, okay. I mean,
I
maybe
was,
that's why I don't
I
remember.
was rolling a lot of 1s and 2s for a sec.
Okay. To be fair though, you did do some other cool magic stuff before or after you busted out the bow. You did,
Yeah.
make mushrooms appear on one of the clubs, and you captured Willowfang. So
Okay.
I don't want to sell you too short.
You're never gonna guess what I just rolled. I rolled a
I'm
2 and
gonna
a
guess
1.
3.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Total of 4. So
Okay.
There's,
Okay. I have to think about what
complications.
consequence then. What complications is this gonna be? Oh no.
Well, make sure to mark XP.
Yeah, please mark
Thank
XP.
you. I will do that. Oh, I'm getting up there.
Shoot. I mean, I feel like fictionally, you're pretty far away from the situation.
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea.
Uh-huh.
I'll hear it, 'cause I
Um,
have a lame idea, but I'm down for a cooler idea.
Since Harvey's in the thick of it, I feel like Folly shoots Harvey.
Oh, it's
Well, I
so
don't-
good.
I will say you do have a lot of armor, and I do
Mhm.
not have any. I'm not adding anything, so I think it's just my normal hit die, which is a D6, I think.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your damage, Folly.
Oh,
I think that's a great idea.
D6. It is 2d6, or it's
two-
just
Okay,
1d6.
I was like 2d6 is crazy.
No.
see, I'm only suggesting it because it's my character, so
Well,
it's fine.
I rolled a 1, so
Okay.
Okay, Harvey.
I feel
Yeah, what do you feel when you feel like an arrow plink off your armor?
I feel like it just embeds into my shield.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So now I just have an arrow sticking out of my tower shield.
I feel like you
I'm
don't
just like
you almost don't even notice.
Folly.
Folly like,
Yeah.
like does like I'm really sorry. It was an accident. I'm not very good at this.
Oh my god, that's so perfect.
Yeah. Only damage was to Folly's ego.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what happens when you roll low. Danny, we're gonna skip over you for just a second, since I imagine you're kind of just flying back and thinking about how you're gonna use your new essence. So I'm gonna go back to Harvey and Betty. Harvey, you were just shot at by Folly.
Mhm.
But also more dangerously than Folly, you have 3 zombies. No, you only have 2
Mhm.
zombies who are focused on you. One of which, the third zombie is focused on Betty. What are you doing?
Can I reasonably hit them all?
Ooh, can you reasonably hit them all?
With reach?
Yeah. I think reasonably you can hit 2 of them, and not the one that is focused on Betty. I think it kind of like it's like off to the side, so it doesn't make for like a perfect arc on your flail.
Can I not hit that one in general? Because I'm definitely gonna focus on the one that's focused on Betty.
If you just focus on the one,
Like-
you can definitely hit it, but you won't be able to hit the other 2.
Yeah, that's okay.
I think you will also probably
Yeah,
I'll probably make you roll a defy danger. If that's like what you want to do, I'll make you roll a defy danger before you roll your hack and slash.
oh. Okay.
Don't.
Betty, do you got it?
Yeah, I have 20 health. It's fine.
Yeah, I think Harvey like shouts out, Betty, you good?
You just hear me being like, "Frick you, Frick this thing, God damn, God, Yeah,
Okay.
Harvey, I'm good there. I'm doing fine.
Okay. Harvey is gonna like do a pirouette with his flail out and like sweep down as he goes to hit the other two, trying to take him out at the legs.
Okay, that's tight. Go ahead and roll hack and slash. And since you'll be hitting multiple targets, and since it's only 2, I'll just let you do full damage on both of them.
Do my thing. All right, I got a 9
To hit. Okay.
to hit.
Yeah.
Damn, again.
Yeah. So again, that's a partial success. These zombies are like unnaturally persistent. You don't know what it. You can't.
That's kind of the whole thing about zombies, right?
It is kind of the whole
Are
thing.
unnaturally persistent.
Exactly. So, go ahead and roll your damage, and we'll see what this looks like.
Okay.
Because
I
you might-
also just remembered something. I've hit all of these zombies, which means all of them should have been taking a -1d4 to damage.
When they inflict damage.
Yeah, because of the poison
Because
I
of the
have
poison.
on my flail.
Yeah. Okay. If you want to take.
That was my bad.
No, it's okay. I don't think any of them have done damage. I think the only thing they could do, maybe Betty, you can remove your damage.
Oh, okay.
The 1 damage that you took, you can take that back.
I wasn't too worried. I wasn't too worried about retconning it. I was just pointing it out because if I don't kill these guys, they're gonna attack me.
For sure. But I think they've attacked you prior to you poisoning them. So I don't think you've needed, I don't think you need to heal anything. I think the bulk of the damage you've taken was prior to you attacking them.
Cool. I dealt 9 damage.
9 damage. Hell yeah. That is some solid damage.
Because my burning brand has worn off.
Oh, okay. Cool. That's 3. Okay. The zombies in front of you look real bad. Both of them are basically near death. But again, because they're zombies and they're persistent, they get close up on you and they take a couple of bites out of you, and they're gonna try and take a couple of bites out of you. They're gonna do 6 points of damage.
Is that with the -1d4 to their damage?
That is not with the -1d4 to the damage. /R 4. Ha! They're gonna do 2 points of damage to you.
Yeah, so I think they just chomp into my solid metal boots.
Yeah, have you ever
their
seen
teeth crack?
Have you ever seen a dog chew on a toy and they're just kind of chomping on it from the side? That's kind of what it looks like. They're just trying to chomp. Yeah, exactly. They're just trying to chomp on it, and they cannot find the juicy flesh that they're looking for.
Love it.
Not Folly. Betty, you have a zombie trying to get at you. What are you doing?
I want to stab it. I'm gonna cut its belly open.
That's tight as hell. Give me a hack slash.
6 plus 10.
Full success. Roll your damage.
11 plus.
Ooh.
So that's 14 plus 3 plus 1. That's 18.
You can describe in any way how you kill the zombie.
I think I'm just and I cut its belly open, and all its guts go, bleh, and then it goes, and then I kick it, and it stumbles back a few feet from Betty, and then Bleu just comes from off screen, and it's just boom, and it just the zombie's is gone.
It's gone. Yeah.
It disappears in a spray of bones and guts.
Yeah, there's a red mist as Bleu and the zombie go off screen. Excellent. And then I feel like we can just wrap up this section real quick. Harvey, I think you have
Mhm.
another opportunity to
Oh yeah.
to do something. What are you doing?
I'm gonna try to attack both of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so I like wind up for a swing right in front of me before bringing it down since they're both like at my feet and just trying to go through their heads.
Oh my god. Okay.
And
Cool. Go ahead and roll your hack and slash.
partial success. God damn, all the partial successes.
All the partial successes. Okay. I mean, I imagine unless you roll really, you'd have to roll basically as bad as you could not to kill them right now.
I rolled a 5.
You kill both of them, but before you
Fantastic.
do, they're gonna deal some damage to you. Haha. I said that they were gonna deal damage to you, but they are not going to deal damage to you. Please just describe how you obliterate these last final zombies.
Yep, I like wind up for a swing and go for it. And at the last second, I realize their heads are on my feet. So I'm going to hit myself. So I adjust it. And the chain just starts to wrap around their necks. But it's so decayed and they're so fucked up that it just tears through.
Yeah. Heads go flying. They tumble. They
get decapitated by blunt force.
It's a weird. It feels weird, but it is effective. There are zombies scattered at your and Betty's feet. There are body parts and blood and guts, coagulated blood and guts, all over the road.
I'm gonna yell, Folly. I like flick off some viscera. Folly, how long can you keep that thing in that cage there for?
Folly, yeah, Folly kind of like still is just like holding their short bow kind of lamely. As long as I don't cast another spell or lose a line of sight on it, I can, as far as I know, I can keep it going as long as you'd like.
Yeah, I'm gonna like pat Harvey on the back and just reach forward and just boom, pull the arrow like out and just like throw it into like one of my quivers. I'll walk over to Folly and call Harvey over and be like, so we still got that to deal with. And then there's just like a big like giant like the Oogie Boogie from Nightmare Before Christmas, but made out of human skin. Is how I'm imagining it.
It's even more amorphous than that. It's like literally like a blob of corpses and limbs and things. And
yeah,
and you guys are close enough now. You can hear it. It's making wailing sounds. It's moaning in pain. It's moaning in pleasure. It's screeching in excitement.
Oh.
It's crying in anguish. It is a cacophonous sound of terror and horror as it like puts its weight against this magical cage that is surrounding it.
We should probably go take care of that. Harvey, how you doing there? Are you okay? Before we go take that thing apart, are you hurt at all?
No, I'm doing great. Just give me 1 second before we take this gate down. And I want to roll to reconjure my burning brand.
Okay, cool. Yeah, go ahead and roll that. Tell me what you get.
I got a 7.
Okay, so that's a quote unquote partial success. You get a couple hold, right?
Yeah, I get 2 hold. Or no. I always get 3 uses.
You get 3 uses, but it's the tags, right?
So I'm gonna take +1 damage.
Nice.
And near range.
Oh shit, that is very interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I think how it looks this time is Harvey starts to just wind up and you see the flail head like hitting the ground and sparking on some stone. Then he gives it a few more swings before it like sparks and erupts in flame that just crawls down the chain.
That's so cool. That is so cool. Okay. Yeah, I feel like we see that, and then like the camera pans and it like we like zoom out a little bit and we see the three of you. We see like we're like behind you, and you guys are looking at this cage that has this giant undead amalgamation. And then we're gonna cut back to Danni. What are you doing, Danni? You just you know, kind of killed somebody.
Yeah.
And you're making your way back into town. Where do you want to go?
I would like to go to the cathedral.
Okay. Yeah, you fly over to the cathedral.
Okay.
Where are you still? You're still in your harpy form, yeah?
Yeah, I think when I land, if I can find like kind of a back courtyard or something, and then land and shift back.
Yeah, I feel like. Yeah, so like this cathedral is like it's kind of like it's circular, right? And there's like that entrance that's like where the town is, and then I think on the opposite end there's like kind of like a back area that leads maybe into like a garden.
Okay. Okay, cool. So then I'm gonna drop my harpy form, and I would like to I feel like in my traveler's bag I probably have a cloak of some kind, so I'm just gonna like take that out and put it on, and then try to shift into the cult leader's form, which I don't even know her name.
Her name. Oh, let's see. Would you know her name? Because Folly, you learned of her name,
Yes.
right? So yeah, I do think you know her name. Her name is Sandra.
I think
Right.
Danny might have been there at that conversation as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
That was with Tusk.
that was with Tusk. Yeah.
So that was before we even got to the town.
Okay. Yeah, cool. So I'm gonna try to shift into her form.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for that.
Okay.
If you study the essence of something, do you not do you learn their name when you study their essence?
I don't know.
Okay.
Do you learn the name of a boar when you study their essence?
I don't think boars have names. I think it's a human construct.
Well, then is that not, like she's a druid, right? Like, or they're a druid, I don't think names are necessarily part of that type of magic.
Okay, so I got a 10. So
Full success.
it's 3 holds. Yes.
Okay. Cool. So you turn into Sandra. Let me tell you what she looks like now that we're doing this. She is a human with long blonde hair, and she normally wears, those really fancy robes that you saw her in. But those robes at this point are unavailable to you. But yeah, you look just like her. Otherwise, body and form and figure, you look just like Sandra.
Okay, so I'm going to drop my travel bag in a bush somewhere and just wrap this cloak around me, and then I want to run into the cathedral and try to grab somebody, not a congregant, like somebody who lives or works there.
Okay, yeah, sure. You you run in, and I don't think it's that hard to find. I think the literal first person you run into is a priest, and they look at you and they're a little confused at first, and then their eyes widen. They're like, "Lady Sandra, what happened to your robes? Are you okay? What's going on?"
The battle has gotten out of control outside, and my clothes were torn to a completely inappropriate degree, so I need to find some more. Can you tell me where the laundry area is? I didn't have any more clean robes in my chamber.
That is disastrous. I am so sorry, Lady Sandra. Yes. Please, the laundry the chambers are just down there to your right. Please go there. We have some clean robes for you to wear, and we'll make sure that we have clean robes for you if anything like this ever happens again.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And then I'm gonna like get out of there before I like make some kind of mistake. I don't know what titles they use. I don't know this guy's name. I'm just gonna go to the laundry area.
Okay, yeah. You go to the laundry chamber, and there are some people working in there, scrubbing laundry in some bins. And there's also, a section where there's some dry clean linens and clothes are, and it's pretty obvious to you that you have like this like there's a personal wardrobe for you that like kind of stands out, and you're able to like, you don't need to ask anyone, right? Like you see this wardrobe that's separate from all the other cubbies or whatnot, and that's probably where some robes are being kept.
Okay.
Yeah. And so if you open that up, you see a bunch of pristinely clean robes that are identical to the one that Sandra was wearing before you killed her. And
Okay.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank goodness. This is so nerve-wracking. Okay, I'm just gonna grab some clothes, duck into some kind of niche or something, change, and then go immediately back outside for my travel bag.
Oh, okay, sure. Yep, nope, that's not an issue. You can go ahead and do that. You go back out to this garden. Now that you're maybe a little less nervous, you can see that it's actually quite beautiful. This garden is, and your travel pack is right where you left it.
Okay, cool. So I'll just grab that, stuff my cloak in there, and then I think the fastest way to get to everybody is just to go right back through the cathedral, probably. So
Yeah, I would say so.
just try to do that. So go straight, walk fast, don't make eye contact.
Okay. I'm gonna give you a defy danger roll here.
Okay.
The danger is you being caught, right?
Mhm.
Like the danger is you are impersonating this person, which I do think that at this point you did earn the eye for your malicious game. So
I didn't eat that.
so if you do
Yes.
want to add that whenever you're ready, you totally can.
You did it.
But you still have to
I'm proud of you.
You still have to defy the danger, right? Like you're still in the process of stealing this person's identity.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll defy danger. I want to. Oh, I'm sorry, Eliot. What'd you say?
Sorry, I was gonna say they're gonna have to start thinking about the sea.
Yes.
The sea is crime. The sea is the free space. It's just crime.
Yeah. The next time you commit a crime, you just get to do it.
Is the
Okay.
second eye also identity theft?
Oh, we'll have to think of another the second eye.
Could I?
I was gonna give it. I was gonna make it.
Eye.
There
aren't that many.
I bet we can think of some. But I was gonna have you roll, depending on how you're going about it. Obviously, it's up to you. It's probably gonna lean towards more the charisma side of things.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Okay, yeah. So go ahead and roll defy danger charisma.
Okay. Yeah. Just trying to look normal.
Yeah.
That is a 7.
Hey. Weird things are happening right now. Let me look at are there any like bad things? Hold on, let me just pull this up. Defy danger real quick. I forget what it is on a partial success.
It is stumble, hesitate, or flinch. The GM will offer you a worse outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice.
What do you think about that?
Yeah.
I just want to say my favorite eye crimes to imagine Danni committing are currently tied between illegal immigration, which is the first thing that popped up when I typed crimes that start with I, and what was the other one? The other one is insurance fraud.
I was gonna say insurance fraud.
So good.
The third one on here that's very good is, and I don't think it counts, right? But is illegal fireworks operation. Very good. But I don't think you can count illegal because then you could put illegal in front of anything.
That's what I
You
was
Yeah,
know?
gonna
but
say.
then illegal immigration doesn't count either.
But hold on. But immigration.
But
also
it's
starts
illegal
with an I.
immigration. If it's an alliteration,
Oh, yeah. That's
It's
true.
still, you're getting the I from immigration. Immigration parentheses illegal.
There is also intimidation, which is a crime.
Ooh.
yeah.
Is that really a crime?
If it's
It
if
is
it's
like,
threatening enough.
It like depends on the time period, and it depends on like the time period and like the country. I think in some places or some time periods, it's like the equivalent of what we would probably call like coercion, right? Which would be
Or extortion.
extortion. Yeah. Usury was one we brought up that you could do for you if you want to start a
Usury?
Usury.
usury. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Sorry.
You got a lot of options. It sounds like.
Yeah.
I don't think this is like an official crime, but you could say inciting a riot. Inciting a riot.
Ooh. I like that one.
Seems like something Danny would do.
Or incest.
No.
Whoa! Whoa!
You jumped like a lot of lines of moral boundaries there.
It was a that was a.
I don't think you should do it. I'm just saying.
It's an option.
We're over here with inciting a riot, which is like arguably morally good depending on the situation, and you're way over here.
I don't want Danny to do it. I want to make that clear. Hey, listen to me. I want to make this clear. I don't want Danny to commit incest on this podcast. I'm just saying. We started this off by saying there's not that many eyes, and I think that we've proven here today that there are many eyes. There are many options for eyes.
Sure, maybe that's what we proved. Or maybe, people are having a normal conversation. You bring up incest out of nowhere. Suddenly you're the incest guy.
Jacob's the everything guy.
I don't know. I told you what my favorite ones were, and it's insurance fraud.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's
Cannot
that's
go
super,
wrong with insurance fraud.
No, it's super easy to do that in a medieval time period. Insurance is a very standard affair. Okay.
Yeah, don't underpay your tithe to the church or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that. Danny.
Yes.
You are trying to make your way through this cathedral. There is chaos outside of the cathedral. Your constituents, your churchgoers, the people, the priests, they're kind of freaking out a little bit. They're looking to you, the leader of the village, the town, the religion. They want you to stay inside. They don't want to risk you going outside and risking yourself. You're very important to them. If you do go outside, it will just look weird. You won't be showing your hand necessarily, but it may cast aspersion. If that makes sense.
Okay.
So
are there any priests nearby?
Yes.
Okay. Can I try to suss out who seems to be the most in charge around here?
Oh. Sure. There is, at least in this specific area that you're at right now, there seems to be a priest who seems to be a little bit he's got nicer robes. Everyone seems to kind of like defer to him. He's asking you to he is also asking you to like stay here and talk to your congregants.
Yeah. So I'm just going to tell him I need to go outside to gather any villagers who haven't made it into the cathedral yet. But I understand your concerns, and I will talk to my congregants once I get back, but I understand your concerns. Where are we on the bodyguard situation? I was talking to one of the other priests about that, and he mentioned there might be somebody.
Okay. Um, the priest that you're talking to, I'm just gonna give his name is Carlos. Uh, I don't know if he tells that to you. Someone mentions his name. You gather that his name is Carlos. He's got glasses and he kind of like pushes him up like someone in an anime. Yeah, and he's like, this is highly unusual. We prefer to keep you safe and away from any sort of danger. I have not heard about your request about some bodyguards, but seeing as this danger has exploded around our village, it makes a lot of sense that you've requested some bodyguards. We don't have any ready for you right now, but I will make sure that this bodyguard situation is handled immediately. Are you still going outside?
If you think it's best that I stay here, I can do that. But I need to know that someone's going to go outside and check on the villagers.
Carlos sighs. He kind of bows. He's like, you are obviously the most capable among us to find followers. No one is more capable than you. So I guess as much as we want you to stay here and stay with your congregants and keep them calm and keep them safe, there is some sense for you to go out on your own, seeing as we don't have the bodyguards as of yet to help protect you.
Did I hear when someone addressed him, did I hear them use a title or did they just say Carlos?
Let's see. They're calling you Lady Sandra. They're calling him
Brother Carlos.
thank you. Yeah. Brother Carlos.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to pat his arm and say, thank you, Brother Carlos. I'll be back as soon as possible.
He nods. He was like, I'll keep things calm and I'll do my best. I await your return, Lady Sandra.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna get out of here.
Cool. Yeah. I think as you leave, we kind of like see like one quick like shot of Carlos with his eyes squinted as if in suspicion. And then we see Sandra, Danni exit the cathedral, and you're back outside, kind of wherever you left wherever you picked up Sandra, and you're back out.
Yeah. Do I see everybody already?
Yeah, they're down the street.
Does Danny see their parents?
Oh, that's a good question. Yes, you see your parents. I don't think they've noticed you yet. Oh, actually, if they have noticed you, they wouldn't recognize you because you are not Danny. You are Sandra.
You shouldn't go near them because you still have your tail with the maggots. That's how they knew you. Because when you approached them before, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I am going to say, I'm gonna like shout out, all within my hearing, come into the cathedral right now.
Okay, sure. The few people that are still outside at this point, kind of like look up and see you, and you are in these pristinely clean robes. They're shining white with these shining gold threads and filigree, and you basically look divine, right? And they see you, and their eyes light up, and they start making their way towards the cathedral. The only people who do not come towards the cathedral are Amaryllis and Soren.
Okay. Okay.
It,
Okay.
if that was like, if that's what you wanted them to, if that's what you wanted Amaryllis and Soren to do, I would need to make you roll for me as a parlay.
I would like to do that if I can.
Okay, yes. Go ahead and roll parlay, and we'll see what you would need to do for them to do that.
7.
Okay. They're going to, Amaryllis is going to kind of huff a little bit and walk over to you, Sandra. Or she's going to say, I can't go in the cathedral yet. I've lost one of my tomes.
I'm going to like lift my robe sleeve so it immediately covers my face.
Okay, sure. Amaryllis is going, you won't be able to, I mean, you might not be able to see this, but like she's gonna like be like, what the fuck are you doing? But she's gonna be like, I need to find this tome. I will stay inside of this cathedral until this commotion has died down, but I'll need help finding this tome. Will you help me? Will you give me resources to find this tome? People or whatever. I need to find this.
I'm going to say, I'm afraid I can't do that, Necromancer. The stench of death on you would be a pall on my cathedral, and I cannot let you enter. And I would advise you, if you have a care for your disgusting life, to leave this village.
Amaryllis, she like growls. She goes, grrr, and she's like, I didn't want to go into your cathedral anyway. As soon as I find my tome, I will be out of this filthy town. And I hope that my abomination destroys it all. And she fucking stomps away.
Okay. That was a close one, guys.
And I think as Amaryllis stomps away, we're gonna pan back to the other 3 party members.
Oh, could I say one more thing before we pan back?
Yeah, please do.
I'm just gonna shout out within their hearing, I got the eye, and then walk back into the cathedral.
No.
Got the eye.
For malicious.
Oh. Thank you. I was the wrong eye popped into my mind. Thank you.
Maybe I say the full thing. Maybe I say like I'm up to Mally or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My friends know about this game.
I'm up to the first eye. Maybe.
That's perfect. Okay.
Definitely don't shout. I got the eye. It was identity theft.
Yeah. So we have Danni as Sandra yell that out, and then we cut to the 3 of you, and like we hear Danny's voice or as Sandra comes in, and they mention, that they have the first eye, and then you all are standing in front of this caged abomination. It's slightly damaged, but mostly just angry-ish looking. It's hard to tell its emotion, but it is ramming its amorphous body against this magical cage.
As we're walking over, Betty is applying some of her serpent's tears to the tip of her thrusting sword, and it's going to say, okay, so if we're all doing okay, we all got a breather, I'm gonna go in first, Harvey. I think I'll be the one, and you be the two punch there. You got it? Folly. We'll wait on you to count it down. Are you, before we jump in, are you joining us in taking care of this thing, or are you just going to keep it at bay there in case it tries to rush the cathedral with your turn undead?
Yeah, I think Foley is gonna. I think they still have the mushroom that they used as their holy symbol earlier, and say, I think the second one. I think we saw how well it went when I tried to help out earlier. So I'll be right behind you guys. If it gets bad enough, I can cage the abomination again.
Okay.
Okay.
And so the language of the cage spell says that it stands until I choose to release it or until I cast another spell. I think I've already cast Bless on Betty, but I think I would like to cast Bless on Harvey as well to give him +1 ongoing.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah, that sounds cool. So as you cast Bless, the cage will, dissipate.
Cool. Yeah, I think what this looks like is the two of them continue to walk forward. Foley kind of like stays back and takes a few steps back, and then raises their hands to cast Bless. Okay, and that is a 10.
That's a full success.
Mhm.
Cool.
Nice.
So you don't experience any consequences for casting this spell. And what's the language of Bless again?
I just copied this over here. Your deity smiles on the target in combat. They take +1 ongoing so long as the battle continues, and they stand and fight.
Tight.
Excellent.
So Harvey, you get a +1 to all of your rolls. Not damage, but like all of your rolls.
Yeah.
Against your moves. That is tight as hell. Okay, cool. So as Folly casts this spell, the cage kind of dissipates. And as it does, Harvey, you feel this kind of like exuberance or like divine like power, just like a little tingling in your body that makes you feel like you're just a little bit more spry, a little bit more agile, a little bit stronger. And the abomination, there are no eyes on this thing, but it like shifts its body towards the three of you, and it releases a horrific scream that is again a cacophonous sound of pain, of anguish, of elation, of sorrow, and of pleasure. Actually, the three of you, go ahead and make me all a defy danger, as this thing is finally freed from its cage, and it releases this, this horrifying, sound.
What stat?
It depends on how you're defying this sound. I feel like in most cases it's going to be Constitution.
Okay.
Can I add
you...
wisdom since it's mental fortitude?
I was gonna ask that as well.
Yeah, Constitution or Wisdom sound appropriate.
Cool.
I got a 10.
Great.
Ooh.
10.
I also got a 10.
All three of you got a 10?
Yeah.
That is fucking wild. That's so cool. Yeah.
We're too empowered.
You guys
by
are
the power of friendship.
the power of friendship. Yeah, all of you standing together. Maybe had you all been like facing this thing alone, it would have been one thing. But having all of your companions with you, or almost all of your companions with you, you are essentially unfazed by this abomination's ghastly howl. But it starts to move towards you. in its seeming anger and desire to consume your flesh. What do you all do? I'm gonna toss this to Harvey and Betty. As they're
All right,
gonna-
Betty, you're
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack it first because if I can poison it, then Harvey will get advantage on his damage rolls.
Oh,
7 plus.
advantage and a +1.
I got so I don't know how to math. I got like a 12, I think. Yeah. I got a full success.
Okay.
Yes.
On your hack and slashing, right? Or your volley?
I am hack and slashing with my dual wield,
Okay, tight.
and then so that's 10 base, and then another one is 11 plus 4, so that's 15. That's 15 damage.
That is 15
Ooh.
damage. Hot
Mhm.
damn. This thing, you slash at it. You run up at it, and you take a big chunk of its flesh out.
I was hoping
Oh yeah, go for it. Tell me what's up.
I could have like Bleu jumps up on it and kind of like knocks it back, and then making a real X marks the spot for Harvey. I would like to, like Zorro, go like whoosh, whoosh, and then just like make an X in its stomach, and then the skin flaps just go, and like a bunch of like flies and like maggots and stuff
Ugh.
fly out of its gut.
That's super cool. I definitely like the image of that, but at the same time, it like does that, right? Like it kind of opens up, but it also like sheds off that flesh. And when it sheds,
it's like an onion.
when it sheds off that flesh, that flesh starts to move on its own.
No.
And another undead, a smaller flesh abomination starts to move towards the three of you.
Yeah, as we're like walking over to the abomination, Foley's like, there was this really weird woman who kept talking about a grimoire. I don't know what her deal was. You know, now that I think about it, she looked a tiny bit like Danni. It's crazy.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, Danny's whole like this episode is just like a deeply dramatic side quest.
it's so good.
God.
I like that you're kind of like away from everyone and kind of like doing your own thing.
The best part about it is that the idea of a doppelganger infiltrating a small town and taking over by impersonating the town officials is like the setup for somebody else's adventure story.
It really
Yeah.
is.
It's so good.
But
We are the
we are
monsters
nasty.
I'm excited to see where Danny goes with this one.
Yeah. But for right now, there is an abomination and a smaller flesh. We're gonna call it a flesh golem. That has like peeled off of the main body.
Okay.
It's gross looking. It's moist and gooey and fleshy. And it looks equally as angry as the abomination. Zach.
Yeah.
Harvey. You see Betty kind of like slash into this abomination, and then you see some of its flesh fall off of it, and it still kind of like retained this motion and sentience. What are you doing?
Yeah, so here's hoping that this one reacts similarly to fire as other undead. I'm gonna position myself in between the smaller abomination and Folly,
Okay.
but I'm gonna like rear back, and scrape my flail along the ground behind me before releasing, and just this ball of flame that looks like my flail head is just going to shoot out at the abomination.
Hell yeah. Oh, okay. Interesting. You have... Okay, so your weapon is at near range.
It sure is.
Are we gonna call this a hack and slash or a volley?
I feel like it's technically a volley. I didn't consider that until right now.
Until right now, yeah. I didn't think about it until just now either. It feels like a volley to me. The way that you described it, it seems like a volley.
Okay, well, doesn't make much of a difference since I roll both with dex.
Well, there you go.
But I roll with advantage because of the poison. 13.
That's a solid hit. Roll your damage.
10.
Excellent. It sizzles and chars. It kind of like screeches in a slightly less horrifying way than the abomination does.
Oh no, I was going for the big abomination.
Oh, I thought you were going for the little one.
No, I'm hoping that if I hit it with flame, another one won't pop off.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, cool. You hit it with... You said it's 9 damage.
10.
10 damage. Thank you. Okay. Your intuition was correct. It takes an incredible amount of damage, and it kind of rears back, and it makes a horrible screeching sound. Again, a cacophonous sound of a variety of emotions. And it's gonna start kind of like rolling / like scooching towards the two of you. And it's gonna lash out at you, Harvey. It is super angry with you. It did not like what you just did to it.
It has to roll to hit me since it's like taking an attack, right?
I am, not to reveal too much of the GM here, I am making a move right now against
Interesting.
you. And you're gonna take 14 points of damage.
Whoa.
Less your armor.
Yeah. Damn.
You're hurting, yeah?
Yeah, that
It didn't feel good.
hurt real bad.
Yeah. So, Folly, you see this abomination get hit really hard by both Betty and Harvey. Betty's attack shaved off or caused the abomination to shave off some of its flesh, and then Harvey comes in with their flaming weapon, and it clearly hurts the abomination. But in that pain, it enrages the abomination, and the abomination lashes out at Harvey and deals a significant amount of damage to Harvey. What do you do when you see this?
Oh, real quick.
Yeah.
How did it hit me?
It lashed out. It kind of looked like similar to a whip. It kind of like extended its flesh to kind of like whack at you. But as it like kind of like whacked at you, the impact itself was pretty tough. But like it's flesh, and it like kind of like went through your armor. Not like went through, but it went through the gaps in your armor.
Yeah, so I was gonna give Betty a +1, but I've changed my mind. It's gonna go ahead and take 7 damage.
Oh shit.
Because as it like whips out at me, Harvey is gonna throw his flail into his other hand, and his hand still burning from holding, because I didn't remove the dangerous tag.
Okay.
Still burning hot, is just gonna grab the whip. Like the thing it hit me with.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
And it's gonna take 7 points of damage.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I used my last defend hold to deal damage to the attacker equal to my level.
7, 1, 2. Okay. It like rears back, and it tries to shed off some more of its flesh, its nasty decaying flesh. But as it does, that flesh like starts to like crawl and move, but it is too burnt, and as it like kind of like stutters and moves, it like stops, and it's just this like charred flesh that is no longer part of the main body.
Good.
That is wild. But we're gonna toss it back to you, Folly.
Yes.
You see all of that happen. What is there anything you want to do at this point after seeing all that?
Okay. I would like to use my move Mark of Healing to instantly heal 5 HP per day on Harvey.
Thank you.
Oh, hell yeah.
You're welcome. And I think Folly is. I don't really have much else I can do in way of spells or moves. So Folly is going to kind of keep backing up, clutching their ash mushroom close to their chest.
Dang, that's so cool. Okay. Dang. Okay. Then I'm gonna toss it back to Betty. Betty, you have a smaller flesh golem making its way towards you, and you have this larger abomination that you're trying to defeat. The abomination looks smaller now that it's like divested itself of some of its flesh, but it's still making it that weird cacophonous sound, and it still looks angry enough that it is not ready to give up its fight.
I think am I in a position where I can move away from the larger abomination and just focus on the flesh construct?
Yeah, I think you can move away from the big abomination in such a way where you're not like, you don't get like a quote unquote attack of opportunity, and you can kind of focus your attention on the smaller flesh column.
Okay. Yeah, just to keep it from getting out of hand, I'm gonna focus on this smaller, on the little flesh goober. Hack and slash.
Yeah. If you're attacking with your blades, hack and slash.
12.
12 to hit.
12 to hit.
I mean, that's a fucking solid hit.
10 damage.
Tell me what it looks like when you kill this this little flesh pile.
I mean, what is it? Is it like a little goo? It's like a little loose. It's like loose skin.
So okay, yeah. So so the abomination, the abomination, the big abomination is made up of a conglomeration of corpses and limbs and flesh, right? It's this amorphous blob essentially of limbs and flesh and organs and whatnot. And this flesh golem is basically just a smaller version of that. There's a limb or two out of this thing, but it's like mostly made of this weird kind of like oozing, throbbing flesh that is kind of wet and bloody.
Then I think I stab it, and it burbles, and then it goes, and I go, and I fling my sword, and Bleu snatches it out of the air like a frisbee, and does the thing that like dogs do, and they're just like,
they just whip their head about
and just slams it into the ground about 8 times, and then like throws it, and then like comes back over. And I hate this thing, and
it's gross, and I don't like it. Okay, excellent. Okay, Harvey, You do not see what just happened. You probably don't see what just happened with Betty and Blue. But you have this big old flesh abomination in front of you. It's smaller than it was now that you've damaged it significantly. What do you want to do?
How tall is it at this point?
At its fullest height, it was like the height of, it's probably like 15 feet, I think. But I think now it's probably like 8 to 10 feet, depending on how it's like mushed and stretched it is.
Okay. Harvey is going to run up on it, and he is going to use his ring of the hair.
Oh.
So I got to roll a defy danger plus strength.
Okay.
Let's see how this fucking goes. Do it.
Oh,
4.
Okay. So you were trying to jump, right?
Yep.
Okay. I don't want to totally kill this because this is pretty cool. So I think as you jump, I think you jump. I don't know exactly. Were you trying to like jump above it essentially?
I'm trying to jump on top of it.
On top of it. I think you can still do like the jump part of it, but I think the complication mostly is that it's gonna damage you as you jump on top of it.
Okay.
And so let me roll its damage real quick. Oh shit! Again. Yeah, I guess so. It's gonna deal another 14 points of damage, less your armor.
God damn.
Oh no! Oh, there's so much damage.
Okay, I'm down to 11.
Okay, I mean that's still something.
Not with you rolling a 14 every time.
It deals some damage to you, right? Like you jump up, and it's gonna like shoot out, not shoot out, but it's like gonna like whip out a couple of its limbs, and it's gonna like kind of like be whacking at you this whole time that you're trying to ride on it. Now that you're like above it or on it, what do you want to do? We're gonna keep it with you right now.
Yeah. He's just gonna swing his flail around his back, and then over his head, so that it just has this full, almost 360-degree arc to build up momentum and just slam into the front of it.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Go ahead and roll your hack and slash.
With advantage because of the poison.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Come on, you can do it. I believe in you.
Oh.
Damn, the best I got was a partial success.
Okay, that's cool. Go ahead and do your damage, and we're gonna see what the flesh golem does.
Come on, please give me really good damage. Seriously?
Oh, no.
5.
Ow. Okay. Oh, hot damn. Okay.
I'm gonna die.
Wait, did another thing slough off?
Yeah.
No, because I'm hitting it with fire,
because
right?
he's hitting it with this fire, so nothing is sloughing off right now.
Okay. I thought I heard you say there was like another little golem.
If it was normal damage, I would have, but since Harvey's using fire damage, it's not happening. Shoot. On a hack and slash, hold on. On a hack and slash, is there no other options, or is it just you take some damage on a 7 and 9? Yeah.
Oh, you can have my burning brand give damage, because that's why the dangerous tag exists.
Okay, yeah, I like that instead. Because I feel like it already did damage to you, so I feel like it makes more sense with this kind of crazy move that you're doing, that your burning brand deals damage to you. Is there a certain... Do you just roll your damage against yourself?
if I remember right, when we did it before, you just had me do my base damage.
Yeah, I think just your base damage. That's what I was gonna have you do.
So, does my
Oh.
armor still get taken into account?
It's fire.
I mean,
I
at
I
least
would,
one
I
of
would, I'm gonna say that your armor does is taken into consideration. Because I've been
Sick.
doing that for the other monsters.
Okay, so no damage. So I think it, like I established, my hands were like on fire from holding this since I
Yeah.
didn't bother like tempering the flame around the handle.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it just gets like uncomfortably high, and I like
Yeah.
almost drop it.
Yeah, I like the look of that. Like, that sounds super cool. Like it's like almost unbearably hot, but like you still kind of like persevere or like press through it, and you make this kind of like crazy, this crazy attack on this abomination. Dang, I want to finish this battle before we end this session. But also I really want to go
We
back
gotta.
I know, I really want to go back to Danni also though. Okay,
I need my XP, Devon.
I know. I think okay.
Well, how do we all feel about going a little late?
Can we just go like just like a little bit, like no more than half an
I'm
hour?
cool.
Is
Yeah.
is that
I
okay?
ain't got
That's
shit to
fine.
do.
Okay.
We've been going kind of late.
Harvey, Betty, and Folly are trying to take care of this abomination. Betty, you just laid out the flesh column that was, shaved off of this abomination. No more flesh columns have fallen off of this thing since Harvey is using his burning brand on it. What do you want to do now that you see Harvey basically riding this thing like some sort of mount?
Is it smaller, like physically?
It is smaller. It used to be like 15 to 20 feet, depending on how it was like undulating. But now it's like 8 to 10 feet. It's still like tall wise. It's definitely smaller. It's considerably smaller than it used to be, but it's still
8 to
pretty.
10 feet tall or 8 to 10 feet wide?
Yeah, it's 8 to 10 feet tall. I don't know it like cube wise like it's got like it's kind of curved, right? Like it kind of like at its height it's 8 to 10 feet, but like it kind of like curves down. Does that make sense?
But how wide is it? Could I stab and reach the center of it, or is it so wide that I would not be able to like reach the center of it if I stabbed it?
Oh. Let's see. Your blade is like probably 3 to 4 feet, I would imagine, as a sword. If you thrust it into this abomination, isn't like a human, right? Like it might not. I haven't thought about this like anatomically, right? But it might not have like a heart where like if you penetrate it, it just is gonna die. But like penetrating it and dealing like fucking physical damage to it, it's gonna hurt it.
Well, because I'm hoping like if I can cut all the way to the center, all of the layers will go slurp, and then instead of dealing with like one beefy huge fucking thing, we can just take out all these like little goobers, and they're not even that strong.
Okay, I kind of like that.
Can
Yeah.
I reach through? Can I penetrate? Can I penetrate to the center?
I feel like yes. I'm just gonna say yes. That at this point, it looks weakened enough where that seems like a viable option.
Okay. 12
To hit,
to hit.
deal your damage, my good sir.
7. So my first roll was a 7, and I didn't add my modifiers yet. I'm gonna see if I roll higher. Okay. It's an 8 plus 4, so that's 12 damage. And I didn't mention this before, but I have 1 piercing.
Oh, okay. 12 damage, 1 piercing. Yep. Okay. Excellent. What does it look like when you like bisect this abomination and it turns into two smaller flesh golems?
Yeah, I think it's like coming at me, and like Harvey's like riding on it like a cowboy with like flail riding around, and it's trying to come at me, and like Bleu is like up in its face and like barking at it, and it's having like this because you can't see, so it's just hearing Bleu be really loud, and it's having this like weird, I forget what it's called. It's like your like there's like a weird reflex thing for when your nervous system like reacts to like sudden noises or whatever.
It's like sensory overload.
Yeah, and then as it like kind of rears back, I'm just gonna like be like, I'm going in, Harvey there. Yeah! And then I'm just gonna like lunge forward and throw myself, and I think my hand probably goes like a couple inches into this thing, and I have to go when I pull my sword out.
Gross. Yeah. I love that. Yeah, as you're like throwing viscera off of your hand, Harvey, this like abomination that you're on kind of like almost like collapses beneath you, and it like splits into like two final flesh golems. It's like these two smaller bits of this like larger abomination, and there's no more abomination. It is just these two flesh blobs of corpses and guts and flesh.
Yeah. If I can.
Yeah.
Are you moving on from this?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Step in.
Harvey's gonna do some real Marvel movie shit and like do a backflip off as he loses his footing, and as he's like falling down, he's gonna throw his flail out so that it goes around both of them and he can catch the head with his other hand.
Okay.
And he's gonna try to just corral them with the flaming chain and kind of like bring them to the ground as he
Okay.
comes down.
Is your intention to damage them or to hold them?
Always.
Oh, it's always to damage them. Okay, excellent. Go ahead and roll your hack and slash then.
Do I still get advantage at this juncture?
What were you getting advantage from before?
Poison.
Oh.
On the damage, I think, but not the attack.
Oh,
No.
it was the damage. Oh, I
Yeah,
failed.
Oh. You failed. Oh, you failed. Okay.
Oh my god. Roll two
Wow.
ones.
Wow. I don't know if we've ever had that. That's a very exciting for me.
No, I failed last session.
No, but I don't know if we've ever had 2 1s before. That's very exciting.
Sure, statistically, I've had one at some point.
Yeah, I feel like they're just gonna attack you, man. So let me just do that real quick. Even as a GM, I cannot roll well.
I think that's working in our favor then.
Yeah,
What
well,
happens?
good for you guys.
My video was being super stupid. What did I miss?
You missed me rolling really bad on damage, Harvey.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 4.
Yes.
Yeah, so you know,
Mm-hmm.
you failed in killing them. You know, you did not deal any damage to you, and as you kind of like gathered them into you, they're kind of like on top of you now, right? Like you've like, I feel like you've kind of like made this like big like a flesh hug, and they tried to attack you, but they just can't get past your armor, man. And so they don't do any damage to you. Folly, you see all of this happen. You see your companions, you know, whittle away this abomination. You see Harvey, you know, try and do their best to kill these final bits of this abomination. You see that it wasn't necessarily effective. Is there anything that you want to do?
Oh man. Harvey is still at 11 HP, right?
I sure am.
Okay, well, I think Folly sees this, kind of sees Harvey like kind of fall to the ground with these abomination blobs, and Folly is going to rush into the scene. I don't think Folly is actually. Would it be like feasible for Folly to physically reach Harvey and like put a hand like on their shoulder, or like put a hand on like Harvey's like shoulder or something? Or...
Yeah, let's make this fun. Roll me a defy danger and tell me how you're
Yeah.
evading the flesh golem's attack as you try and get close enough to Harvey.
Does seem like a defy danger.
Can I aid since I'm actively engaged with them?
Okay, sure. Go ahead and roll your
Okay.
aid and interfere. And if Harvey is successful, you get a +1 to this defy danger roll.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, with a 1. A 10.
Ooh.
You get a +1.
Yeah.
Harvey's holding them back. They can't really hit you that well, or they're struggling to hit you. So go ahead and roll your defy danger with a +1.
Okay. I think narratively it's probably Dex.
Yeah, that makes
I was
sense.
like, I don't think I can argue it. I don't think I can argue that it's plus whiz or something.
Yeah, you'd have to argue it if you wanted it plus whiz, but Dex
Okay.
seems like the most obvious.
You can do this, Folly. I believe in you.
Okay. Okay. I got an 8. Partial success.
Okay. Which means
I
you stumble,
stumble,
hesitate, or flinch. I give you a hard bargain, a worse outcome, or an ugly choice.
Mhm.
You can get in there, but you're gonna take some damage.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm at full HP. I got some damage to burn.
Hell yeah. Take 6 damage, less your
Okay.
armor. If you have
Okay,
it.
that's 4 damage.
There you go.
Nice.
And you're free to. You said you wanted to heal him somehow.
Yes.
Please.
I am going to use the 5th level spell, Cure Critical Wounds, heal an ally of 3d8 damage.
Woo!
Yeah, one 5th level spell I can have per commune. I think what this looks like is Folly kind of stumbles in, like narrowly dodges, maybe like kind of gets slapped across the face with one of these.
One of the flesh golems. They're...
Yeah, but Folly's doing a lot of slapstick this session for some reason. And is Harvey, are you like physically on the ground right now?
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think then what this just looks like is Folly running up behind Harvey and placing, I think just like grabbing onto like Harvey's elbow or something. And I am going to have to actually cast the spell now. Oh my god, I rolled this. Actually, no, that's actually lower because I have a -1 ongoing. I rolled a 6. I think I actually rolled a 5. So that is a failure.
Well, that's XP.
That is XP.
That is XP. Yes.
Does that mean you just wasted the spell?
Essentially, I don't know if he casted the spell.
I think not. I mean, the language of cast a spell like doesn't. Technically, all the negative outcomes are for 7 to 9. Though I failed, you can make a move or whatever. But
Harvey.
Yeah, it's. I think if I get below a 7, it's just I just didn't cast a spell.
It's just a fail.
Yeah.
Harvey.
Mm-hmm.
Folly tries to run up and heal you, and you do your best to wrangle these flesh golems. And you stop the flesh golem from hurting Folly, but you just gain the flesh golem's ire, and you're gonna take damage from them.
Okay. I would like to use divine intervention.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. What does that
Nice.
do?
Divine intervention. When you commune, spend that hold when you or an ally takes damage to calm your deity. They intervene with an appropriate manifestation and negate the damage.
Oh shit, that's so fucking cool. Okay, I mean this golem was about to lash out with its fleshy bits. What does it look like when Ash comes in to intervene and prevent this damage from taking place?
Yeah. As we know, Ash is a goddess associated with like fungus and mushrooms. I think what this looks like is like sort of like rot starts spreading through whatever like tentacle of this flesh creature. It kind of appears as almost like black mold spores spread over the section that is about to lash out, and it kind of like crumples and shrinks, and just this arm of it is just essentially dead and rotting.
That's so good. Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, this flesh hand or flesh appendage tries to reach out and like try to harm you, Harvey. But before it can do so, it just like turns to dust and it like necrotizes, and it doesn't do it like it hits you and it's like as if like I'm trying to think of like a good example, but it's like if you're like I don't know if you're like being hit by something that just like powders as soon as it hits you. It like
yeah.
it doesn't like hurt at all. Like it just like turns to ash and powder as soon as it like comes into contact with your physical body. That's I love the image of that. Betty, you see all of this happening. Harvey and now Folly are wrestling with these two flesh golems. It's quite the debacle that they're in. They're undulating and they're just gross looking, and they're hard to hit. They're nasty. What do you want to do?
I would like to rush in and with me and Bleu working together, jump in so the other two can stand up, and I'm going to try to attack. There's only two left?
There's only two left. Yeah.
Because it's me and Bleu, and we're flavoring it, and I want to flavor it as like these two are also like standing up and like we're doing like the back-to-back fighting thing.
Yeah.
Like it's Civil War, right?
Yeah.
The Marvel movie. I want to try to kill both of them, or hit both of them with the next roll.
Go for it. You're trying to hit multiple targets, which means you apply your full damage to both of them.
Yeah, I'm bringing inspiration. That is a 14 to hit.
Solid hit. Roll your damage.
Okay. I do to both of them 14 damage.
Ooh. Does that do it?
What does it look like when you kill both of them? How does it look like when you kill both of them?
Bleu is gonna like run up next to me, and I'm gonna do the fucking like a older, more awkward version of like when Legolas did that shit to like get up on the horse.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna get up. I'm like on Bleu because Blue's huge now, and Blue's gonna jump onto one of them. I'm gonna like jump off onto the other one as the other two get up, and then all three of us. It's like a circular camera. Like the camera's just like circling around us as we're all just like, and like taking them out, and like Blue's just like rushing side to side in the camera in the background, and then it's gonna end with like me stabbing one, and then Harvey like burning one, and then as like the last little like ooh from the one I went to go stab is like Folly being like bleh. And then it goes and I like a mushroom pops out of it like whoop, and then it kind of just fades away.
That is so cool, you guys. You guys defeated the flesh abomination. Its bits, just as Betty described, it dissipates and they turn into a mush at your feet. But while all this is going on, Danni, you have been in the cathedral. What are you doing in there as all of this commotion and pandemonium has been happening outside of the cathedral?
It is so nasty out there. I'm so glad I'm on a side quest this episode. That's gross.
It's real nasty.
It's super gross. I don't like it at all.
I don't like any scenario where the word undulating comes up.
It's never
good. But okay, so my plan for surviving this whole situation is to go to like the housekeeper or maybe the head of the kitchen staff or the head of the laundry room, whoever looks like they're in charge of like staff, and say, I need to hire a woman for a very specific job. Who among your staff is the quickest thinking and most discreet?
Oh, interesting. Okay, sure. I feel like you rolled. I feel like I don't feel like you need to roll anything for this. I feel like just as you described, someone you find someone who is in like a high enough position within the staff to like understand what you're asking for, and they're like, "Oh, we know the perfect person for you." And they go and they are like, "Hey, this is Rose. She can do whatever you're asking for. She's highly competent. She's highly intelligent. You can put your faith in her, just as you put your faith in Esther."
Okay. Thank you guys so much.
This person bows. I think they're part of the laundry staff, and they bow when they go back to the laundry chambers.
Wow. Okay. Well, Rose, I'm Sandra.
She was like, "Of course, I know, Lady Sandra. Thank you for honoring me. I'm happy to be of service."
Yeah, well, about that service, you may have heard rumblings, or maybe you haven't, but I've been looking for a personal assistant for some time. Someone who's discreet, who can help me with all of my affairs that come with, running the cathedral and leading the village. And you come highly recommended, but of course, before I can officially promote you into this position, I need to test how well you understand the details of cathedral life.
She bows deeply. She is like, "I understand, Lady Sandra. You honor me highly by allowing me this opportunity. I will be happy to perform in any test that you have of me."
Excellent. Well, obviously, this would not have come your way if you weren't really quick thinking and organized. But something I need in a personal assistant is not only someone who's very discreet, but also someone who's very observant. So let's start out with a simple one. Where is the library where we keep all of the knowledge about our cult?
Her head is bowed still, and she says, "This seems hardly a test, High Priestess. The library is on the seventh spoke, just past, it's down the seventh spoke, and that's where we keep our library."
Of course. And I hate to trouble you with simple questions, but if you had to get there as soon as possible without running into a lot of people in the halls, what would you do?
She thinks for a moment, and she's like, "If you're aim is, it depends. If you want to get there quick, there's a direct path. But if your aim is to avoid contact, there is a servant's path that can be used to access basically every spoke within the cathedral.
I have never been on the servant's path, but please lead the way.
Again, Rose bows, and she leads you to these like nondescript, like kind of like doors that like meld into the walls, and she opens one of them, and the pathways are, you know, they're uncomfortably slim. They're very like claustrophobic as you enter them. But sure enough, they seemingly lead all throughout the cathedral as you walk through them. And she leads you down one of the servants' passageways in this kind of claustrophobic, slim passageway. And after a few moments, you end up in the library, just as you requested.
So okay. And then I'm going to like kind of walk towards the shelves, and then I'm going to turn back and say, Rose, I'm afraid I'm a very uninteresting person, but we are going to be spending a lot of time together. And I like to spend a lot of my time during the day in quiet contemplation and studying. Feel free to do whatever you would like at this time. You can read, get yourself some food. Just don't go too far in case I need you again.
Again, Rose bows deeply, and she says, you are too kind, High Priestess. And she bows away, and she goes deeper into the library, seemingly to purview some books
Okay.
that are deeper into the library.
Cool. Yeah, so I'm just gonna like pick up the book that's nearest to me, I guess, and just start reading.
Interesting. Okay, cool. I like the I feel like we're getting to the end of our session. So I feel like we're gonna end here, and I feel like the last scene is of Danni as in the shape form of Lady Sandra reading a book in a library as she has seemingly deceived everyone around her or around them that they are the now reigning leader of Woodhurst. And as the camera like zooms out of the cathedral, we see Danni's parents, you know, still avidly searching for the tome that Danni hid. And then as we zoom out more, we see Folly, Harvey, and Betty with Gore at their feet, as they probably, what I'm assuming, they're walking towards the cathedral to see what the fuck happens next. And
Awesome.
I feel like that's where we're gonna end it for tonight.
Great.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
That was an awesome session, you guys. I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, she had me nervous.
I thought I was gonna die.
I can't believe we're gonna lose Harvey. No.
No, man, that was pretty crazy. So let's do. Did everyone mark their XP for any failed rolls that they had?
Oh
Yes.
yeah, all of them.
Okay.
I'm going to level up.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
almost guaranteed.
yeah.
I need
I think I already hit the next level.
Dang.
That's very exciting. Okay. Let's see. This is not basic moves. It's gonna be special moves. End of session. Okay. We'll start with your bonds. Do any of you feel like you resolved any bonds with any of your companions?
No.
Yeah.
No, not this time.
Okay. That's totally fine. It's not going to happen every session. Moving on. Did you reading these triggers? Did you all learn something new and important about this world?
Yeah.
I feel like that's a harder question. Because I feel like Danny did, but I feel like the three of you, you're gonna have to argue the case for me.
I've got it. So before this encounter, I was under the assumption that all undead are incredibly vulnerable to fire. But after this fight, I know all undead are vulnerable to fire.
Ooh, I kind of like that. Okay, yeah. And I feel like all of you saw that, after Betty, slashed the Abomination, and then Harvey, continued their attack using fire, that it stopped, splitting up into bits. I feel like all of you should take an XP for that.
Yes.
Okay.
And then, did you overcome a notable monster or enemy?
We sure did.
Yeah. Yep, we did that.
Yeah,
we did that.
I feel like everyone gets that one, including you, Danny. I still can't believe what you did with Sandra. That's still fucking, it's crazy. That's so good.
I'm sorry.
No,
Goodbye.
it's so good. Yeah, that is not something I could have predicted ever. And I love that so much. And then, did you all interact with a notable NPC?
Probably not.
Or interacted meaningfully with an NPC. I feel like Danny and Folly may have hit this
I did
one.
very briefly interact with Danny's parents, but
Well, here's my question.
Yeah.
I didn't
We
interact with that villager. So
we saved the town, and we saved the villagers, right?
Yeah.
Did we have a conversation with them? No, not deeply or intensely. But I want to ask, do you think, because it sounds like we're gearing up for a little oh, it's been a day or two, once we come back,
Right.
have we earned the respect or admiration of these people that we just saved? Because if we did, I feel like we interacted meaningfully with the town. Right?
I agree with that.
definitely changed a relationship with these
Yeah.
NPCs.
Yeah, the
Folly
people
healed
that we-
everybody. Sorry.
I healed one person, but
Yeah, the people we personally saved, would we not have had a meaningful, positive interaction with them?
Dang. You guys are asking me some hard questions, and I don't know if I appreciate that.
Just say yes. Just say yes.
On this, the day of rest.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be like a dick and say no. You guys didn't interact with any NPCs.
I think you should.
I
think
mean,
you should be a dick and say no.
should I be a dick? I just feel like
No.
I feel like within this session, I understand what you're saying, Jacob, in that you guys worked incredibly hard to protect and save the city from these undead creatures. But at the same time, within this session, you didn't necessarily get that feedback yet from the villagers or the townsfolk.
Okay.
And so that could maybe be argued in the next session, but I feel like at the end of this session, only Folly and Danny really interacted with some NPCs in a meaningful way.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't give a fuck about this village. I'm just here to get paid. But we're trying to endear ourselves to them.
See, I was going out of my way with the defense and using my holds to save citizens, which was in a
Ooh,
very
you know what?
personal
Okay.
way.
No, Debbie.
No,
Stop trying
if you're
to
gonna,
convince
it's
him
a, it's a.
otherwise.
Hold on, it's a good.
You can't say you had a
No.
meaningful interaction with someone you don't even know their name. Probably couldn't pick them out of a crowd. What do they
Hey.
look like? These NPCs that you saved.
Damn
I don't
it.
want to. I don't want to convince Devon. Devon, if you're gonna be a dick, be a huge dick. You know. I think you should. I don't think you should give it to us.
This is what I'm saying. Also, Devon puts way too much positive into the world. It's severely shifted the balance of the universe, and every time Devon is a dick, even a little bit, things get a little more closer to balance.
I agree. I just want everyone to know that Betty is polite, not nice.
Okay. I'm gonna stick with my ruling. I
Yeah,
don't.
stick with your fucking guns, dude.
I don't like being a dick though. And so
Do
I'm
it.
sorry. I'm sorry, everyone, if they think I'm being a dick.
Do it. I think you're being a dick, and I think it's great.
God damn it. Okay. So Folly and Danny are the only ones who get an XP for that. Alignment. Did everyone play to alignment? We'll go through that one by one. Is it Harvey? Sounds like you hit that pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely.
Go ahead and take an XP for that. Betty, what's did you play to your alignment, or do you think it changed?
I think that I played to my alignment, but I don't think I want to take an XP for it because my alignment is stuck to or enforced a contract, and they told us specifically, I forget what his fucking words were, but they were like, we should feel free to intervene if there's like bad shit going on, right? Like there was some kind of word that he used, but I don't think, and so that, and like I said, that's why I was trying to, save the town, but I don't want to take an XP for it. It doesn't feel good enough.
Okay. I get that, and so I will honor that and not allow you to take an XP for that.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, and I totally get that. I think you'll have another opportunity to get that in the coming sessions.
Nefarious.
Nefarious.
If we encounter anything nefarious, it is requested that we intervene.
I feel, yeah. I mean, like, you could argue that something nefarious was going on, but like, was it nefarious by the cult or was it nefarious by some other party? Wink, wink.
I don't know.
Danny's
I don't know if he specified.
Yeah, wait.
It sounds
here.
like it was implied.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Do you want next session? Do you want me to come up with the full written legal contract that you guys signed?
Oh my gosh, please, dude!
Oh no!
Tear it to shreds.
Devon, it's all Betty has ever wanted is for you to provide a physical documentation. Like
no.
that it'll just make it so much easier for me to get EXP if I can just every week be like, I think that if you check the letter of the law, subsection B, Article 5, Devon, you will find that I am not in violation of my contract, and in fact I am upholding my contract. Thank you very much.
You gotta let me look it over before you give it to Jacob.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do because I feel like Jacob will just try to exploit it as much as possible.
No, I wouldn't.
Jacob was so upset they went out of focus.
I would. Betty would not exploit a contract. Betty would go out of her. My thing is not, oh, did I breach a contract? Did I manipulate a contract? It's I stuck to or enforced a contract. I didn't take money from the Pegasus people because getting extra money from the Pegasus people wasn't in the contract.
That's right. That's right. Betty is an upstanding, gentle lady.
I want to uphold the contract no matter what. So if that means I do a good thing to uphold the contract, but it means if I have to fuck somebody over by being like, look, I understand that you want me to do that, but it's not in your contract.
I don't need
you don't have coverage for this. I'm sorry. Like your policy does not cover abominations.
All right. Oh my. Oh my god, that's so funny. Okay. Oh my god. Betty, you don't get the XP for this session. Danny, did you get your alignment XP?
I think so. because my alignment is chaotic, and I have to disregard social norms and make someone uncomfortable. And I feel like I did that with the priest for sure.
I feel like you did that with the priest and the priestess that you killed. That's definitely
Yeah,
going
I
against
made her
social norms,
uncomfortable.
don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say Sandra was pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah, Sandra wasn't necessarily. Yeah, okay, that's a good point. And then Folly, what about you? Did you play to your alignment?
Yeah, mine is neutral. Prove myself worthy of Ash's blessing. I'm going to be honest. I did have a lot of, did take a lot of L's this session, and my most successful spell was a wizard spell. So I think I might not take the point for it this time.
Okay, sure. I get that. You didn't really necessarily like express Ash's, you know, divine being or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, sure. So maybe not this session. Even though you did successfully cast some cleric spells, but you know, is that like just by casting some spells, is that just enough to trigger that alignment?
I was gonna say, did I? But the only cleric spell I cast successfully was Bless, I think.
I think Devon might also be including the divine intervention.
Yeah, divine intervention was also a
Gotcha.
thing that you did.
Technically a move, not but
I mean,
yeah,
like,
I mean
that's all based off of your, you know, the god that you worship.
yeah, and I think if we frame it as, oh, every time I successfully use a move or a cleric spell, I get this, feels a little bit too easy. So
okay, okay, I think that's fair. I feel like it should be more than just like, did you successfully cast the spell? Then you get the alignment.
Right.
I feel like it's a little bit more than that. Okay, so then maybe not this session. You didn't quite hit that, which is fine. You know, not everyone hits their alignment. Okay, and then our inspiration triggers. Who was our workhorse this session?
Oh, I think either Harvey or Betty.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I was gonna say Danny.
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna say
Danny was
for
really
either
moving in the
role player or
shadows.
bucket,
Yeah,
that was cool.
yeah.
So-
I was kind of on Eliot's wavelength for that. For like, who's our role player? You think?
Yeah,
Well,
'cause I
Danny-
don't think I was driving the main plot. I was gonna say Harvey.
Oh, interesting. Oh,
Yeah.
We all have differing opinions on this. Okay, this is so interesting.
Fighting the guys.
Okay, then let's start.
yeah,
Here.
I mean, I said either Harvey or Betty for workhorse.
Okay,
So.
let's start backwards. Who got fuck it? That was cool.
I was gonna say Betty for killing all those people in the most disgusting way possible.
No, I'm going with Danny for just offing the town leader
That was pretty dramatic.
It's pretty
yeah.
dramatic.
in quite literally one fell swoop.
Real kind of mic drop of the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I felt very Game of Thrones today.
It was so good. Okay, Danny, take fuck it. That was cool.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Okay.
Wow.
And then we're gonna go back to the workhorse. Who was our workhorse this session?
I feel like it was Betty.
I will take it. I'll take a workhorse.
Okay, excellent. Betty, take workhorse, and then who had? Okay, that was cool. Workhorse role player. Who was our role player this session?
Well,
Danny was
only one of us role played.
Yeah, it was Danny.
I would say Folly.
Yeah, you did do that bit where you were concerned about not being able to fight, so you just went and helped a citizen.
Yeah, and not only that, I think it's really hard to be like a player character who's not like a fighter in a really combat heavy episode, and just like sticking to your specialty is what role playing is all about. It's literally playing your role.
Harvey did, like I said, Folly did take some L's this session. That is a very Folly move to do.
Well, it was very, very on character, on brand.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. Well, then we'll give it to Folly. Folly, you go ahead and take a point of inspiration for role player.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Good job.
Devin, I'm 1
everybody.
XP off from leveling up.
Are you
I'm
kidding me?
so upset.
No.
Well, you know what?
Why do you think I fought so hard?
You did so good though, Zach. You did so
yeah,
good.
but Zach, so am I. So I don't feel bad for you.
I'm behind. Unless you're also level 7.
I'm level 7. I'm 1 away from level 8.
Okay.
Okay, then then
That makes me feel better.
You guys are
I'm-
just on target. You guys are doing great.
I
Yeah.
need to get to level 9 so bad because right now I can only get up
You can
to
calm down.
I know,
You
I know.
calm down.
Danny, you're the only one who's level 8.
You guys have to hear. Okay, right now I can only get up to 3 holds in each form, which means in a second I'm about to blow this whole operation open. But if I level up, I can take a move that allows me to roll a d4 and take however many more holds.
Oh,
That's
shit,
pretty cool.
That's pretty
But
cool.
you still need to calm down. You're ahead of the rest of us.
I think it's absolutely wild that nobody was like, does the Grand Priestess have maggots coming out of her eyeballs?
Well, it's my tell, but I don't think it's like blatantly obvious. I don't think I'm like sobbing maggots at every moment. Like
Yeah.
the way we described it in the first episode is like occasionally there'll be a maggot just like creeping down my
Yeah.
face.
Yeah, I feel
Oh,
like
okay.
I feel like it'll be like an issue, right? Like Danny will be constantly
Long
if
term.
if Danny continues to like try and like keep this persona, they'll have to like continue making defy danger checks to be found out.
Yeah.
Just imagining Danny like just kind of constantly like flicking maggots away. Oh,
Yeah.
my eyes are just a little dry today. I don't know.
Yeah, they're a little weepy, and you just like
My plan right now is to like do enough reading about the cult that I can find some explanation for why someone would be a shapeshifter that aligns with their beliefs, and then be like, Rose, as my assistant, you need to know I'm a shapeshifter, and then fall into my halfling form and be like, I like to take this form sometimes.
Ooh.
oh, I like that. Oh, that's very good. But I think we'll have to figure that all out next session. Good night, you guys. It was a great session of Illiterate Wenches, and I'll see you guys next session.
Good night,
Yes.
everybody.
Night.
Good night,
night.
guys.
Bye.